Canadian style.
He got the blouse.
Man, I probably got jokes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Right by that time. Yo. Hey, yo, that shit was funny though, bro. Oh my gosh. We not live yet, right?
Yes, we are. I think we are, cuz. I'm not sure. I still ain't see it pop up on my feed yet, but this is what happened last time. You tell me if we live.
Ravens live.
Ravens live.
Jags,
I don't know why it won't pop up on my feeds. It don't even pop
Broncos,
up on my shit telling me we live. When I go to my own shit, hit live, and I don't see nothing that say live. Ravens live. Can you see it? You find it anywhere?
Oh no.
You got your phone on you, babe? No.
I'm looking. Uh-oh.
Ravens live. I ain't seen nobody pop up on this bitch yet.
Excuse me. Ravens live. Oh shit. Yeah, it is live. Jags, Broncos, first two.
Here we go. I see the Thanksgiving special, but I don't see the Ravens live. Posting in the chat for me. I can't find it.
Gotcha.
Videos.
Yeah, right on my jaw.
Ravens live. Ravens live. Well, we live. Let's play that theme music. Which one? One of these or both? Right there, and I'll make you. Yeah, baby. Let's go. We are live. Look, man, our last episode was a 3 hour episode, Thanksgiving Day festivals. We after Thanksgiving, Black Friday just passed, and now we at Saturday Madness. And when it comes down to the league, we at the quarter quail, baby. Quarter quail, man. And here's the franchise guru. Late night, you already know how we do it. And if you tuned in with us, then you tuned in for a lot. You want to hear what we got to say about the league. Our opinions matter to some of y'all, some of it don't. But I'll tell you this, it's just our opinions. It's what we see, what we think, what we hear, what we feel, what's going on in the league. Some of it's led by facts, some of it's led by opinions. You choose which one it is when we talk about you.
Lions,
But if you tuned in, it's because you fuck with us. Fuck with the junkies. If you tune in, you fuck with the junkies. It's that simple. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Fuck with the junkies. As the theme music goes off and we get in a real live situation, let's get to it. I mean, I could do in-season awards right now. Just can knock some of those out. We could talk about a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to talk about that, but then we can talk about everything that we see that's been going on through the first 5 weeks of football. And listen, if you are enjoying Mad Franchise Junkies, the brand, and the Game of Thrones League 5, the finale, if you are enjoying it, man, please tap in, hit that like button right now, and show some love, man. And if you popping in and you stopping by to come kick it with us, man, let us know you in the building, man. We don't need ninjas behind the scenes. We need ninjas, but not ninjas behind the scenes. You feel me? We need guys that show who they are, man. Have some pride about what you want, what you watching right now. Have some pride about listening to us talk about your teams. and what you doing and shit, man. Again, I appreciate the activity in the league. This is one of the first times that we've been on season 4. We are now at season 4, right? We only had to remove one person from the league from the start of September to where we are right now. Only one has been dropped from the league. We've only replaced one coach for 4 seasons. If we not having some fun in this shit, then what are we having? Right? That means guys are actively enjoying what they got going on right now. And man, one of the biggest parts of our league is the off season, right? Whether you drafting or not, whether you getting players that's already built, when you busting trades and all that stuff, man. It's a reason why we have a rules committee. All you got to do is pay attention to the trade chat today, and you understand why we have a committee when it comes down to being trades getting approved and all that, right? So somebody busted a nut early, posted his rape in the trade. He raped somebody, squeezed the evidence all over their motherfucking back, and motherfucking left all types of pubes hairs all around the scenery in the rape, and then got locked up for that shit and gonna go do no time, but he gonna do some time, right? And what he did was he exposed his rape in the middle of the trade chat, which led to somebody else wifing that trade. Now you wifed it, but I feel bad for you. It's okay. Clean it up and figure it out. But we had a major trade that went down because somebody was ejaculated prematurely.
Pre-ejaculated. Nigga nut in his hands.
He squeezed out a diaper dandy. Nigga squeezed out a diaper dandy. I mean, there's all types of shit that comes along with this league. We got the nigga the Raiders. He got the ugliest quarterback in the world on his team. Motherfucker, up until this draft, the Colts had the fastest man in the world to ever come out of a draft, ever. And a lot of y'all might think, because I edit the draft class, y'all think I touch a lot of speed and excel on guys. I touch speed and excel, but not on a lot of guys. I don't touch it at all, and especially when it comes down to wide receivers and the corners. Now there are some guys that deserve to just be special, so we make them special. But just to know some of my theme and some of my theory of what I do in the draft class, a lot of, especially the receiver and the DB position, a lot of those guys are what they are. Like I say, the free safety, strong safeties might be get a little faster, right, to keep up with our league and where we at with the players that are developed and coming out. But receivers, running backs, those positions, I usually don't touch speed, right? So when you get a gem, you get a gem. And I'm damn sure not ever making somebody 99 speed. So if you draft a guy that came out of the draft 99, believe me when I say he's the fastest guy in the league, because it's the difference between me taking an 88 overall speed receiver and making him 95 speed, 96, 97. You're not going to feel that full 97, 95 because his shell already was a slow shell. But when a guy come out 95 or above already, they are fast. You'll feel a difference when you play with the guy on the field. When you put that product on the field, you're going to feel a difference. So in the last 2 drafts, we've had a 99 speed receiver come out who got drafted by the Colts, and you can feel every bit of it when you play that guy. Might not see it as a receiver right now, but you do see it on special teams. The only special teams returner in the league that already has 1,000 yards kick return yards already.
Yeah.
Now, I was able to draft a 99 speed receiver at pick 11 this year, and when I tell you the speed is real, like that's different speed. And a lot of guys,
He had almost half of that in one game.
yeah, 2 games, bro, 2 games. He almost had a
Mm.
1,000 yard kick returns in 2 games. He had 8 and 9 returns in 2 games. But this year, you didn't out of this draft, you didn't get speed. You got a 99, 98, right? 99 speed, 99, 98 Excel guy that came out. But this year, you got 2 corners that came out. One was 99, one was 98. And I think there was a 97 speed corner in this draft as well. Now the speed of the DBs is catching up to some of the wide receiver speeds. But not for nothing, you also got towers, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" guys that were 93 speed and above. And we're going to talk about these guys. We're going to talk about a lot of these rookies right now that we see fit doing things in the league right now. And you can never forget about the trenches, right? You got to get a trench there. The trench warfare, its play. Really good D lineman that came out this draft. Really good offensive lineman that came out this draft. Particularly, we had two offensive linemen that were top 10 picks. Well, top 10 talent. I don't know if they went in the top 10, but they were top 10 talents. With that being said, man, welcome to this morning show, right? It's the bottom of the morning right now. Or is it the top of the morning? Which one is it, Snake? Bottom or top?
Pause.
Pause.
Pause morning. It's messed up. You can't even say that, huh?
I mean, what time is it? Like 1 a.m. right
It's
now?
1 a.m., 1:15 a.m. East Coast. Top of the morning. Top of the
Top of the
morning.
morning.
Way top of the morning.
A lot of y'all are coming back in from y'all nights out, especially if you 27 or under, you was out partying, guaranteed. And if you was out partying, then guess what, man? Salute you. Just be careful while you out doing your doings. There's a lot of shit out here, especially with this generation. Y'all little retarded ass little motherfuckers. I got all type of shit going on. I'm trying to figure out why my dog is moving my covers and trying to flip bones underneath my covers to hide them just so she can get comfortable and lay on top of the covers. Like, what are you doing?
Amu to the crib RN lol.
If you in college right now, I salute you. I just need you to get pussy and fill out. Your GPA should be 1.7, motherfucking, and every night you should be like, Mike's son, I'm transferring, Dad. Why is that? Because I went to a college party at another school and I got pussy twice. I'm transferring to that school.
HBCU.
Where you go, son? I went to the HBCU out here. Huh? You sure you want to go to HBCU, son? Nobody looks like you. Didn't matter. I got ass twice. Twice. Used the same condom.
Oh God. Damn.
If a girl fuck two dudes with two, both the dudes got condoms on. They both hit it in the same night, right after each other. Let's call it a train. Is she safe? Like, is she safe? If this nigga put it in, then take it out, and he put it in and take it out, is she safe?
Shit, safety hazard.
Shit, fucking safety hazard. How about y'all look at y'all girls right now and ask her to keep it real on her history? Do you have a girl that had a condom in her for 30 seconds and then moved over and another
Wow.
nigga put a condom in her for 30 seconds? Is that your girl?
Yeah. And you calling her your girl?
And you
Sorry for
calling her
you.
your girl? Ask your
Sorry
girl
for
if
you.
she ever woke up and said, damn, how many dudes did I fuck?
Oh
Is
Lord.
that your girl? Because somebody married that bitch.
Wow.
Believe me, I've seen plenty of
Somebody.
those in college. Woke up, how many did I fuck? And then the nigga that's what's those niggas? The AR, the student. What's the niggas that run the floor, bro? When you in college and shit. What's that
Mm-hmm.
motherfucker? The nigga that ratted on me and got me kicked out of college, man. That same nigga walked in,
Same nigga.
ate breakfast with her, knocked on my door. Yo, that's my girl, bro. Just wanted you to know. I don't know if you was involved in that shit last night. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I mean? That's my girl. I wouldn't be kissing her right now, cuz.
Hmm.
Like in the morning, right away, you out eating breakfast with her. We're there watching you. The whole football team looking at you, hugged up with the girl that just said, how many did I fuck last night? Somebody's married to that chick right now. All right, Snake, we here to talk good shit right now. You look at team stats. Let's go through the first 5 weeks. Team stats right now. The Jets are the number one team in the league, total offense, right? That means everything. Kick returns, any type of thing that produces yards for offense. They are sitting at one right now, 2,237. Right behind them are the Rams with 2,362. Hold up, something ain't right. Let's do this the right way. All right, let's get to it. The total yards gained. The Saints have gained 2,471 yards. Not for nothing though, man. McCoy kind of been doing some quiet things over there, man. He's been up there in conversations right now. Before I go continue on the total yards gained, the top five here, how do you feel about the Saints and what that coach is over there doing with that football team?
Mm. It starts by winning the division. They doing what they doing. They pounding the ball, and as long as everything goes to their running back, England, right? As long as he on the
Kendrick
field, they
Miller.
feel like they have a chance. Yeah, Miller, not
Houston.
Kendrick Miller. As long as he on the field, they feel like they have a chance.
Yes, sir. I mean, Zach Wilson has been quiet. Been some conversation rumbles about him, but I think he found himself a good spot, man. I think he in a good situation. He got his team 3-1 right now. I mean, not for nothing. Zach Wilson did win regular season games with the Jets. Like he got his team to the playoffs every year that he was the quarterback over there. So he's been a playoff guy since he's been a starter. So they do have a solid quarterback. Not too many as many guys in this league that got quarterbacks that can't say the same.
Well, he's definitely starting off a lot better this year in New Orleans now with this season with 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions to this date, about 1,100 passing yards, 76 completion percentage. He's definitely started this year, 71 completion percentage. Definitely starting this year off right, man. They had the bar set high there, man. They think about Drew Brees, so let's see if we continue that through the system
Yeah, he
this
balling right now
season.
because they definitely felt some pressure, man. You got to think about it. Last season in week 1, Lamar Jackson was posted as a potential trade on the block, and this team was adamant on where he was going. And he was right. He wasn't wrong. He knew that the Atlanta Falcons were going to do everything in their power to get Lamar Jackson, and he was quoted on saying, it's not going to help him. I think they're locked in because of that. Oh yeah, you want to bust that move. Remember, you pay attention to what your division do, right? Although we got some nosy motherfuckers in this league that pay attention to everybody but themselves and shit, make excuses for everything but what they got going on. But when it comes down to New Orleans Saints, he was prepping for that division. So everything he did in the offseason draft, all that stuff was to prepare for what's coming in that division right now, right? And you got the Bucks that has to get it together, and you know that they're locked in and they are trying to get it together. They made a move with Tua Tagovailoa over there. You know what I mean? The Panthers had made a big time move. Nobody talked about that trade when they went and got the kid at the running back position that used to play for the Baltimore Ravens. They got a top dog over there. And then the Falcons brought in Lamar Jackson. So now you are over there and the
They also
Falcons.
brought an offensive lineman and a wide receiver as well.
Well, yeah, I forgot about that. They did bring a wide
Yeah.
receiver and offensive lineman in there. I hope he ain't named Steve Smith Jr. Like we ain't already got a Steve Smith in his league.
Nah, man. I think he went and turned it in his papers and changed it, and found out his father was Tim Brown
Okay.
Jr.
Tim Brown Jr.
So
I ain't mad
she
at
was
it.
one of
And
she was one
who
of
the
them
running
girls.
back?
She was
The
one
running
of
back.
them girls.
What's the running
She
back
was
name
one
when
of
he
them
realized?
girls. Hold on, dog. Hold on, dog. She was one of them girls
She was one of those girls that woke up,
that
oh,
woke
who
up
did I
like,
fuck this?
how
How many did
many?
I fuck? He in the league now, so he said fuck what y'all thinking, but yep, he got one of those mamas that said, damn, how many did I fuck?
Oh, Marcus Allen Jr.
So you got Marcus Allen Jr. in the building and Tim Brown Jr. in the building. So the Panthers made off season moves, right? The Bucks did a good job in the draft. And then Lamar Jackson comes over to the Falcons. They also picked up is it DJ Moore out of the free agency pool?
Yeah, DJ Moore.
And all those moves were made to be able to knock this Saints guy off of their high horse right now to pick them from winning the division. These guys are all making power moves, and the Saints paid attention, right? Them guys, and their coach was upset with some of their players for talking shit the way they was after the draft. They was talking big shit after the draft, so they like, look, man, I get how we feel. Keep it in house, right? Keep it within the squad. Keep it in house. We don't need other people feeling, understanding how we feel. But we're gonna keep it on the field. Simple as that. We're gonna show up and play on the field and make this shit go. Right now, New Orleans is the number one total yards offensive team in the league. All right, number 2 is the Raiders, 2,405 yards, man. Bulldog Reynolds, the ugliest quarterback on earth,
I
got his
heard
team
all
on
that was
fire right now. They are 4-0. They had a great start last year. They're showing it again. And right now, the team in Kansas City right now is losing their mind and marbles right now. They can't get over this Las Vegas Raider hump right now. and they're
Heard
trying to
Mahomes
do
putting
everything
yards
and
even
anything
worse
to
than
figure it
Kansas
out.
City Chiefs.
Huh?
Heard, heard the Kansas City Chiefs normally the ones putting the yards up.
Mm-mm-mm.
Man, they getting taken to the woodshed by the Raiders over there. Uh-oh.
Right away.
What do you do?
And then we still have our 30 for 30 team, right? They're just 3 seasons removed from their Super Bowl. The Los
Mm-mm.
Angeles Rams at third on the list with 2,362 yards, total yards gained. And then there's the Marino-led Jets, 22-37, and they're doing something special over there with their diaper dandy. We'll talk about in a second. And how about the Lions and Ray Wills got his team sitting at 3-1? We told you some of the moves they made over there. Aiden Hutchinson is now on ability. They got some guys over there right now. They're getting better in that secondary, right? And they're a little bit more than just run, stretch, and throw a bomb. They're doing a little bit more
Y'all
offensively
want
now,
injuries
and
on
it's
this
starting to
week?
show. 2,219 yards. Yeah, injuries should be left on period right now. Season 4 is an injury on league. I gotta go do the adjustments and shit to the sliders before I put them on. But that's your number 5 offensive total yards gain. Now let's look at the teams that aren't doing anything offensively. All right, number 1, 1152. The Panthers are total yards gained. They're the worst team in the league as far as total yards gained. Titans are number 2, and it's cool, right? There's a difference between being 1-3 and then 3-1. Titans are 3-1, but they do it methodically, and it's not something that you want to see super explosive right now. But look, man, it's a little mishaps to looking at misdeceiving. I guess deceiving to look at a team that's sitting at 3-1, and they are the second worst team for total yards gained. Giants are number 3 with 1398. Jaguars are number 4 with 1406, and then there's the Packers 1479. This is a young season. It's only week 5, so don't worry about those numbers now. Now, when it comes down to total yards right now, the Jets are sitting at 2,162. Rams 1996. Bears 1844. Ravens 1816, and number 5 are the Lions with 1813. Total passing yards in the league right now, you're looking at the Jets at 1840 already, Rams with 1517, Bears and Justin Fields with 1508, Commanders sitting at 4-0, 1263, and at number 5 are the Chargers, 1258. Now, we had a whole episode on Thanksgiving about the Chargers having the number 1 pick and what that team looks like over there. They're 0-4, right? But being 0-4, 2 mega teams, I'm talking about teams that are playoff teams, potential Super Bowl teams, played this team and both complained about how the quarterback was dotting the field. So maybe we don't know what we're talking about all the time when a guy likes to play. Look, I know this. When you get a player that you want to play with, a guy that you like yourself, you're going to make that guy into something. And it looks like that's what the Chargers are doing right now. What you think, Snake? Because you heard it as well as I heard it on headset. Man, this fucking quarterback dotting me. What the fuck going on?
Man, I heard that this is the quarterback of the future. Um, we've heard from 2 users this season that the quarterbacks over there putting some dot things together, man.
Hmm.
I think they putting the pieces together over the place.
The whole thing is this, man. Sometimes it's better to have a bunch of non-superstars running around. I don't mean abilities. I mean guys that are just top guys at their position in the league versus having a team because the team will buy in more than individual players. Team buys in, and that's what you're seeing over there in the Chargers. Are they taking a page out of the Rams book? Didn't we speak about the Rams like that all year last year? That they're a football team. They don't have really big time names running around. They do, but not a lot of guys that's running around. You got Justin Herbert. You got Thule at the DN over there. You got the safety Russ Yeast who stepped up and made a name for himself last year. They got some names over there, but it's a more of a team effort when you play the Rams. And it looks like their little brother in their division. I mean, in their same city, same stadium, is taking that image along with him a little bit because they're doing some good things right now. I know the record doesn't show it, but they're doing some good things right now. All right, the number 1 rushing teams in the league right now: Baltimore at 875, the Chiefs at 790, Bengals at 742, Lions in 4th with 731, and then there's the Saints at 693. Getting it done on the ground right now and you'll see it like the guys that are running the ball, they're balanced offensively and defensively. I mean, offensively passing the ball and rushing, right? You can see it. You look at every team that's leading When it comes down to running and passing, you can see none of them are over 1,000 yards on any side of the coin, passing or rushing, but they are even, damn near even to each other, right? Like if you look at the Bengals, 855 throwing the ball, 742 rushing. Look at the Ravens, 941 throwing the ball, 875 rushing. Now you look at the Chiefs, 643 to 790. The Lions are over the mark and passing with 1,082 and rushing for 731, so that's solid. And so is the Saints, both teams. And these are two heavily running teams that are really throwing the ball pretty solid this year. When you look at points per game right now, 50.8, the Raiders are putting up 50 on everybody play. The Ravens are 47.8, number 2 in the league. Jets are number 3 at 47.5. Saints with 41-3, and then there's the Rams 41-0. So we got our top 5 teams. We got 6 teams in the league that's putting up 40 or more points a game thus far. Let's look at the teams that's scoring points. Raiders 5-0, 4-0. Ravens 4-0, Jets 4-0, Saints 3-1, Rams 3-1, and even the Commanders 4-0. Passing touchdowns right now. Looks like Marino is trying to be that guy this year with 21 touchdowns. Raiders 17, Commanders tied with the Browns 14-14 apiece. At 4, you got the 13-13 Cardinals and the Rams. And at 5, you got 3 teams tied with 12, Saints, Bears, and 49ers. Rushing touchdowns on the ground right now. Ravens lead the league with 15. Chiefs with 11, tied with the Bengals for second with 11. Lions at 10 by themselves at 3. At 4 is the Seahawks at 9, and Cowboys and the Texans are tied at 5 with 8. First downs. Who's moving the chains? The Ravens have 100 first downs. Browns are second with 94, 92 for the Bears, 91 for the Rams, Seahawks 87. Team stats matter, man. What your team does defensively, offensively, as a team matters. What your season gonna look like going forward. All right, let's look at the top total yards allowed right now. Titans is only giving up 1065. Raiders is only giving up 1077. Browns is third with 1082, and Ravens is fourth with 1088. When you're looking at passing yards given up right now, let's look at the teams that are shutting the pass down. Raiders, number 1 on the list, 536. Browns, number 2 on the list, 632. Jags, number 3, 656. Titans, 785. And Vikings, 845. Rushing yards allowed. Ravens is only giving up 224 in 4 games. Seahawks, second with 252. Titans, 280. Jets, 281. Eagles, 318. Points allowed right now. Number 1 in the league is 66 with the Ravens. Jaguars 76, Raiders 83, Cardinals 88, and Titans 91. Who's giving up the most points this year? And it's by almost a landslide. Bills have given up 208 points this year in 4 games. The Bills are 0-4, man. We got to have a conversation about that. Bears 187, Colts 183, Broncos 177, Giants 176. Sacks right now. The Bengals came out of a 12-sack game against young diaper dandy quarterback Najee Israel with 12 of them things, and look, they're sitting on 23 right now. They are going crazy. Tied for second is the Bears and the Lions with 15. Tied for third is the Eagles and the 49ers with 14. And tied for fifth are the Cardinals and the Jets with 13. Forced fumble recoveries, Cardinals lead the league with 4, tied with the Texans at first place, and second place the Lions and the Eagles. Okay, Michael, that's 2 of them Jones. And then we're not going farther than that because we got a whole host of 2s right now. And who's leading the league as a team in interceptions? Baltimore up by 1 over the Raiders with 20, Raiders 19, Niners 15, Eagles 14, tied with the Dolphins with 14, Jets and Packers and the Texans tied with 13. Team stats, fellas, that's what's going on right now. Let's get the weekly awards and start with week 1. In week 1, Justin Fields, 25 for 30, only 5 incomplete passes. He threw for 461 yards, 4 touchdown passes. He carried the ball 5 times for 19 yards and had 1 fumble. That same game, D. Hightower had 4 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 2 touchdowns. It looked like he took both those picks to the crib. Jamar Chase showed up and said, we were off last season. We just had a bad year. Simple as that. I'm back now, and this is what it looked like when I'm back. 6 receptions, 183 yards, 30.5 a catch, 4 receiving touchdown. Ed Reed Jr., the son of Ed Reed, 5 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown for the Baltimore Ravens. And week 2, B. John Robinson gets 27 carries for 188 yards, 7 yards a pop, 3 rushing touchdowns. He did fumble in that game, but caught the ball out the backfield 7 times for 88 yards at 12.6 a pop. Isaiah Simmons, the linebacker for the Green Bay Packers, 4 tackles, 3 interceptions, and a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, 31 carries, 312 yards, 10.1 yards a rush, 5 rushing touchdowns. Kyle Hamilton, 8 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and a touchdown in week 2. Player of the week. Player 3, Justin Herbert shows up, 23 for 24, 1 incomplete pass, 545, 6 touchdowns, got sacked once, had 9 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown. Robertson, a strong safety, 3 tackles, 2 tackles, 2 interceptions, 3 tackles, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. Reggie Moss, 14 receptions, 381, showing that last year wasn't a fluke, 27.2 yards to catch, and 3 receiving touchdowns. And the man-child, the number 1 D tackle in the league. And we can also say he's the number 1 defensive lineman in the league, period. And that's Dexter Lawrence, man. 8 tackles against Baltimore and that young quarterback over there, 4 sacks, man. This guy had a whole host of tackle for losses as well. So in his total 8 tackles, he had 6 tackle for losses and 4 sacks, 4.5 sacks against the young Najee Israel over there. Shout out to Dexter Lawrence. Snake, is he the best defensive player in the league or defensive lineman in the league? I'll give him a pass if he fell asleep. Why? Because I held him up all night trying to get to this show. I've been outside running around, all type of shit. And I know my co-host is not going to stay on with me and have the energy I got right now. But I ain't going nowhere. I'm here. We're going to get this thing knocked the fuck out. I got a lot to talk about. If I got to talk about it by myself, then so be it. Just as long as y'all showing y'all still here watching, I'm still here active. Let's go. Do y'all think Dexter Lawrence is the best defensive player in the league? Or is he the best defensive lineman in the league? Or do y'all even argue the fact that is he the best defensive lineman in the league? Week 4, Kendrick Miller, 26 carries, 247 rushing yards, 9.5 yards a pop, 2 rushing touchdowns. He had 6 catches out the backfield for 49 yards, 8.2. Kobe Durant shows up, 6 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and a touchdown. Will Falk, nephew, first time showing up on the player of the week list. He had 14 catches for 454, 32.4 yards a catch, and 5 receiving touchdowns, and he had a record-setting day with that performance. And that type of dandy at 6'5", one of the fastest guys in the league to come out the league at 6'5". We looking at a modern day real Randy Moss on some real shit. But Will Falk set to make his own name in this league. 5 receiving touchdowns. Jalen Petrie for the Texans had 6 tackles and 3 INTs, and that shows off what guys did in their first couple of games right now. You know, look at some stats, pay attention to what's going on in the NFL, and our passing leaders right now is Dan Marino Jr. at 1, 1887. Justin Herbert at 2, 1577. Justin Fields, 1518. Cole Brandt, somebody that nobody expected to be up here, sitting with 1322 right now. That's a lot of yards for a guy that we didn't expect to do anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Amari Braxton at 5 with 1262. Now, when you look at the guys that are up here, what happens when they up here and they doing everything right? You take a look at the touchdown leaders right now, and that's 21 for Dan Marino Jr. Bulldog Reynolds comes in second with 17. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 14. Justin Herbert, 13. Fields, 12. Braxton, 12. Patrick Mahomes, 12. And Zach Wilson, 12 touchdowns. Zach Wilson doing a good job with protecting the ball, not turning the ball over. 12 for 4 interceptions, 71 completion percentage. Patrick Mahomes, 12 for 12, 51%. He's not looking good at all. 296.5. I think he hasn't really got acclimated with who he got, what his weapons is over there and all that. And it's going to take a little bit, but it's Patrick Mahomes. We can see him playing better football than he is right now. Amari Braxton, another guy that's lighting it up. 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 70 completion percentage right now. And then Justin Fields, 12, only 8 picks, 69 completion percentage with Justin Herbert with 13 and 5, 83%. Not only is he 83%, he's throwing for 394.3 yards a game. He's almost throwing for 400 yards a game at 83% of clip. The guy's accurate right now. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 14 for 7, 72 completion percentage, 307 yards a game as well. Reynolds, 17 and 8. 71 completion percentage, 293 a game, and then there's your boy Dan Marino, 21 for 11, 69%, 472 a game right now. Mm-mm-mm. Rushing yards, carries. J.K. already got 100 carries, and we only played 5 games. We know who their bell cow is. Now let's take a look at the guys leading the league in rushing yards. J.K. Dobbins with 774 yards, 7.4 yards a pop, 10 rushing touchdowns. He averaging 194 yards a game. Kendrick Miller, 718, 9.26 touchdowns. He's averaging 180 yards a game. Jahmyr Gibbs, 6'12", 7.1, 10 touchdowns, 153 yards a game. Chase Brown, 559, 8.9 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 140 yards a game. Top 5 runners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bijan Robinson with 496, 6.45 touchdowns, 124 yards a game. How about the receivers right now? Who got the most catches in the league? We're looking at Will Falk with 43 catches. 4 games, fellas. We're in week 5. These guys only played 4 games, and he already had 1,000 yards. He's on pace for 3,000 yards this year as a receiver. All right, Lamont Finney, rookie. So now we're looking at rookies right now that's doing the catching all over the league right now. I love this year. I told y'all this year the diaper dandies are looking good. Let's continue to see what they're doing right now. So we got one out there in the Rams, a guy, again, an unknown player that we probably didn't expect to see up here or even know anything about. And yet he's up here with the second most catches in the league thus far. Justin Herbert found his target right now, and he's doing a good job with that target right now. As I go on a plug break right now, bear with me. All right, then work that way. Let's do it the ignorant way. Snake! Ew, snake! All right, it didn't work that way, so let's do it the other ignorant way. Let's mute this nigga. He's snoring like a motherfucker. We don't want him snoring on chat. All right, so Lamont Finney, 6 foot, 202 pounds out of Florida A&M, balling out right now with 37 catches. Then you're looking at another rookie for the Titans who picked up another speed demon, Deuce Page, 29 catches on the year right now. And I don't know if y'all paying attention, but the Titans are starting to get a passing game. If you spoke to that coach last year when he made a quick playoff run, he said, we got to get the passing game going, and we're working on it. They took care of it in the draft and look like they're actually working on it right now. Jackson Smith-Njigba with 27 catches, tied with one of the fastest men in the league, Andrew Ross, and tied with J.K. Pittman as well, the 6'6" freak. Now we starting to see a whole bunch of guys that are tall, not really super big, like tight end size guys, but like tall, skinny, lanky guys that's got some speed on them that's making plays in this league. And we're starting to see a transition to the bigger receivers this year. There was a few of them drafted in the last couple of drafts, and these guys are playing, making some noise right now. So shout out to those guys right now. When we look at the guys that are leading the league in receiving yards, obviously Will Falk is dynamic this year. He's going off, and we'll really talk about him in a second. But Finney is second with 715. Reggie Moss was 691, doing it again. Kevin Winslow, the number 1 pick of the draft, 485 yards. He is balling for the Chargers right now. They definitely found him their guy. Jackson Smith-Njigba with 479 in the league right now, balling out. So these guys are balling. Let's talk about these two diaper dandies that's on here, along with the tight end right now. Lamont Finney, man. Let's see who this guy is and where he's coming. He's on the star thus far, but the season he's having, it looks like he's going to grow up and do something special. And you seeing this with the Rams, man. Their last 3 superstar receivers have been guys that were drafted late, guys that nobody expected to be dogs and end up being dogs. And it's just a theme. These guys dig deep. Their scout team is doing a really good job finding guys that are guys, right? Lamont Finney is just another part of that system where they find guys deep in the draft that come into the league and end up being superstars for them. But right now, he was a sixth round pick 27, and he's playing like he's been in the league for a few years right now. All right, now let's look at his biggest game. I'm sorry I left him too fast. Let's go look at his biggest game thus far and season game. Let's take a look at what he's done through the season. Against the Broncos, he had 8 catches for 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. Seahawks in a loss 20-24, 4 catches, 78 yards, no touchdown in that game. Then he played the Chargers and had his biggest game thus far with 10 catches, 360 yards, 36 to catch, 3 touchdowns. And then he goes and played the Lions in a 27-14 win. 15 catches in that ball game, 205 yards, 3.7 yards a pop, and a touchdown in that game. Man, the boy is playing lights out. It's looking like he's their number one receiver, number one target for that quarterback over there, Justin Herbert. Lamont Finney balling out. All right, next up on this list, we're going to talk about Will Falk, nephew, right? The nephew, Will Falk, Najee Israel, nephews in the league, lived on the same block growing up. And Parkside, Camden, New Jersey, on Langham Avenue, the 1000 block. Both these guys went to the same school. Both of them got drafted in the same draft. Both of them was top 10, top 15 picks, we'll say. All right, let's take a look at Will Falk and his path to the NFL. Eagles drafted him and traded him to the Jets in a flex trade. Will Falk is going crazy this year. This is 6'5", 199. Before you go to the side, the numbers and shit, you got to go to what type of receiver fell to the 17th pick, because he fell, right? 98 speed, 98 acceleration, dog, right? 99 jumping, special catch 98 with the +1. So you got a guy that's a specimen, a super freak. He's a unicorn, right? And we have some unicorns in this draft, and he's one of them right now. And the young Will Falk is balling out, right? One of the few kids that got coached by their father, right? Coach Falk was able to make a trade to make sure he got his son in the draft, and he did exactly that. Let's take a look at what he's doing. You see the 43 catches for 1060, the 25 yards a catch, the 265 yards a game, the 13 touchdowns, 163 racks. You see the 3.8, 4 yards a pop, and his longest play has been 73 yards. Well, let's look at what he does at the receiver position by game. The Chargers' second game, they gave up 10 catches to a receiver, 228 yards, 22.8, 2 touchdowns. Then he plays the Bears in a big-time win over there, 66-24. He catches 9 catches in that game for 216 and 4 touchdowns. It hasn't been a game yet that Will Falk hasn't scored in, and that might be a young rookie wide receiver record. I think Jackson Smith-Njigba did it, and I think Reggie Moss Jr. did it. I think. I'm not 100% sure. But the Packers, they take on the Jets, and they go 38-26 in that game. Another 10-catch performance, 162 yards, 16.2 and 2 touchdowns. And then he breaks records in the game against the Patriots in the divisional game, 41-26, 14 receiving yards, 454, 32.4 yards of play, and 5 touchdowns. Now, these two players took, when I'm talking about these diaper dandies, they took different paths. Will Falk from the streets of Camden, New Jersey, walked to the University of Penn. And to go to the University of Penn, you got to be a very intelligent player. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. His mom works at the University of Penn, so that was his ties to Penn. And he wanted to stay local to play, and he wanted to be one of those guys that go from a 1AA school and be a big-time name. And he was drafted at pick 17 from the University of Penn. All right, now, with that being said, the intelligence is there. This kid is very, 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 very smart, high GPA. He gets it done in the classroom, gets it done on the field. When you come from your coach's son, your pedigree, your dad was a top offensive lineman out of high school and at the same school, Woodrow Wilson, and you follow this path, right? You are 6'5", his dad's 6'4". And it was one of the top, actually the number 2 offensive lineman in the state of New Jersey in 2002. All right, so we're looking at Will Falk. He's balling right now, 41-26 game here, but you're looking at every game. There's only been one game that he hasn't had double-digit reception yards right now. Again, if you watch and pay through the first 4 weeks, this kid, if he continues to have these type of numbers, he's on pace to do something that no other receiver in this league has done. That's Will Falk. Now, the next guy I'm going to talk about is Kevin Winslow, the diaper dandy. Kevin Winslow is 6'9" unicorn, 248 pounds. This kid is not only just a unicorn, but if you look at him, he's a receiver in a tight end's body. Simple as that, right? The speed is there. But he's just not a guy that's just going to sit there and just catch the ball, right? Like he's not a guy that all his only asset is to be a flexed out tight end, right? Like a slot receiver in a sense, where they gonna throw the ball to him all over the field, get him in situations. He's a guy that can put his hand in the dirt and be effective in a run game, right? Lead blocking 76. I mean, he is worth a first round pick if you look at his numbers, right? Was he worth the first overall pick? Well, it looks like the Chargers are 11 their pick, and they think right now him being a 35th ranked tight end in the league coming out of college says a lot right now. I think they're going to build their offense around this tight end. This is why you didn't see a move on a quarterback, and they think they can go ahead for 4 years and get this team built around this tight end. And I think they're now on pace to do it right now. You look at what he's done over his first 4 games, and you see that he's very involved in their offense. Against the Jets, 6 catches for 108 yards, 18 catches. Cardinals, he had 4 for 38. And then he goes against the Rams and do 7 for 255, where he had his best game to date, 2 touchdowns. He also had 5 catches for 84 yards when it comes down to the 49ers game, right? So he had a big time game in the same building that the Rams play in, and he went crazy in that game. Now, the score didn't matter, right? But he stepped up. So we know this kid is going to be a flex situation. What I mean by that is he's going to be a guy that's going to really, really, to me, put up receiving numbers this year. And I would pay attention to him because he is their best weapon on offense over there. Kevin Winslow. Shout out to Kev. All right, so that's the receiver play right now. Let's go back into this draft a little bit, and we're going back to the rookies, and we stay here at the receivers. And let's look at Deuce Page. 29 catches for 436, 15 yards a pop, 5 touchdowns. Let's see what he's done. One, they got the Titans 3-1 right now. Malik Willis has come alive because this kid has came alive, right? This kid was definitely a type of talent that can get picked fast. Let's look at where he went. For round one, pick 25, and you go back to what he is and who he is. You go look at who he is. I don't want to go to season stats. I'm going to go there first. In game one against the Giants in a 10-point win, 10 catches for 117 yards and a touchdown. And a loss 20-22 over the Jaguars. He did have 5 catches, 85 yards and a touchdown. Against the Steelers, 35-28 win, 9 catches, 180 and 3 touchdowns. And then in the win against the Jaguars, 5 catches, 41 yards. Only game he hasn't scored a touchdown in. But he got the win. Got his team sitting at 3-1. Who is Deuce? Deuce went to the University of Toledo. Now Deuce going to the University of Toledo. Let's see his path, right? 6'1", 183 pounds right now, but coming out of the draft has this type of speed. When you got a guy that run a 4.2, 97, the speed is everything here, right? He can jump. He got good release, good attributes to start off in his core right now. He could do some things in special teams for you just as well. If you take a look at him, he's a 95 kick returner, right? The guy not going to block anybody, but they got themselves a weapon. Where they're going to play him at depends on what their scheme is going to be. Outside receiver, inside slot. I do think they got a guy that can move around and do some things for him. And I think it's helping that offense. Last year they were a run-heavy offense. Right now they're starting to throw the ball, and they found themselves a guy with the number 2 on Deuce. That's what's up. As we continue to go down the list, we're looking for yards right now. Let's continue to look at these receivers, and we can see who's who right now. We're looking for the next rookie, and that's Michael Childress, 6'5", tight end, 266 pounds for the Cardinals, 416, 2 touchdowns, right? From out of Oregon. I think Oregon usually has some good tight ends. They usually pick good tight ends in the draft. I think this is another guy on that list to be one of those guys. We're gonna follow his career. We're gonna follow what he do as a rookie right now to see what type of effect does he have on that Cardinals offense to be able to help them turn things around and get out of the bottom bracket of their division. If you pay attention to the Cardinals, they got what they need, man. They got running backs in the backfield. They got good receiver play out of Paris Campbell. They added a tight end to the mix. I think they're in a situation where, the good quarterback, Anthony Knight, is not a bad quarterback. He's playing really well. Um, when you got a division full of superstar quarterbacks, that kid is making a name for himself from the diaper dandy to where he's at now in year 3. I like the Cardinals. I like what they could do offensively, and I'm liking this tight end right now. All right. How about D. Saunders? All right. Top 10 pick. And this year's draft, let's take a look at D. Saunders. LSU. Is LSU a wide receiver pipeline? They stay pitting receivers in the draft. All right, over 4 games, 22 catches, 407 yards. I love this pick by the Bucks, man. Most of us thought quarterback, quarterback, quarterback. They went and got a seasoned veteran and Tua, and they said they're going to build their team around Tua, right? I like what they got in their backfield. They got a really good running back with good speed. And then they go add their dynamic weapon on the outside, 6'6", 200 pounds, man. When you're dealing with, 6'6" on the outside, there's not too many corners that's going to be able to cover this guy in a one-on-one situation. And I just think they're in that situation now. This kid was a top 10 pick. When we look at him, he was first round pick 9. So he just made the top 10. And I think if you ask the Bucks, they love their pick. They love what they got in this kid. Now, what does he bring to the table for the Bucks? All right, here we go. I think the records thing doesn't matter at this point right now. I think the Bucks are slowly building this team, and they're going to put themselves in a situation where they are going to compete for this division, and it's coming soon. So the kid get his feet wet against the Browns. 5 catches, 93 yards. When you come out of a game like that, I know you lost by 20 in this game, but as a rookie, your first time on the field and real game situation, not preseason, not training camp, none of that. Real game situation, you asking yourself, I made it, right? Just think about walking on the field to play your game, and you're going to Cleveland to play Cleveland Browns, and you watching the fan base, you're looking around, your parents is in the stadium and all that. You got tickets for your boys and all that can travel and make it to this game. And you walk out and you realize you're in your first real NFL setting, first real NFL game, and you go out there and you almost put up 100 yards receiving. That gives you I can do it moment, right? Not only do the owner, the GM, and the coach have faith in you, seeing that you can do that, it rises everything, right? Because now the coaches know they can rely on you, and I think they design some things around you, and their scheme can be built around you. They feel good about you, and then you go out and you have another backup game in your division, and you take that and make that 4 catches, 98 yards, and that close to your 100-yard game, your first NFL 100-yard game. You score 2 touchdowns. Then you go into the Vikings game, your feet wet now. You know what you're doing now, and now they're starting to show that they're going to call plays for you, and they're going to try to get you in situations to be a factor right now.
Hashtag double teamed a
28-36.
lot.
Yes, sir. I'll believe that. 8 catches, 143 yards. I was on my way to that 18 yards a catch and 2 touchdowns. After the first 3 games of film, guys are starting to realize this kid is a problem, and you're going to have to pitch safety help over top of him. And I think that's what you're going to start seeing going forward because he's proven he could do it. He also had 5 catches against the Panthers, 73 yards, another touchdown in that game. We haven't even seen D. Sanders scratch the surface yet. Once they understand, all right, they double teaming this guy. Now we could take some pressure off other guys and get them involved. And when we start to find these other guys from him being double teamed, they're going to have to figure out a way to cover us because once they give him single coverage, it's over with. I think he's really showing that he can be a guy that's a true number one, and he's doing a good job for the Bucks right now. Again, I think you'll see the game start turning into dubs. More of this team start to get playing together. Remember, Tua's over here for the first time playing with different receivers, different running back, different scheme, different system. Once they get a good handle on what he can actually do, this is where this offense will take that next step. We like D. Sanders right now, big time player. All right, as we go down, we're looking for more diaper dandies. We find one, and there we go. Martin Chambers. I think in New Orleans, the tight end play is always going to be important right now. They had a tight end, Johnson, that played well for them. Now they went and got their guy, right? Like that coaching staff came in and was inherited with Johnson. Now they go get their guy. And he's a big body guy as well, 6'6", 270. 16 catches right now, 394 yards, 24.6, 98. He almost averaging 100 yards a game right now. Stanford always kick out good tight ends, right? When you get a tight end from Stanford, you see a tight end on in the draft class from Stanford, you're looking at a guy that can possibly, be a good guy. If you look at the link between Stanford and the tight ends put in the NFL over The last 20 years, you understand that the tight ends that come out of Stanford are legit players. You're also getting a very, very intelligent player. You look at what he is and who he is. When did he get drafted? Let's look at it. Round three, pick 19, solid pick for a tight end. And then let's look at over the 4 games that he's played and what he done against the Commanders. He had his first 100-yard game and it lost 42-28, but 5 catches, 125 yards, 25 yards a catch, 2 touchdowns. He followed that up with 6 for 98 against the Bucks and a touchdown. Then he comes back to a 100-yard game again with 4 catches for 146 in the win over the Panthers and a touchdown in that game. And in the last game against the Falcons, he won the ball game 45-32, but only produced 4 catches and 25 yards. So Martin Chambers is becoming a guy right away, and he's going to help that Saints offense through their situation right now. They 3-1. Shout out to Martin Chambers and the GM staff, scouts that found this kid and knew they wanted to draft him and make him a New Orleans Saint. All right. Next up, 15 catches, 355. Ren Dreddy, 88.8 yards a game, 5 touchdowns. When A.J. Brown moves on to another team, you got to find a guy. And you bring in a 6'4", 212 kid out of Auburn, big body guy, not going to kill you. Uh, but when you take a look at who they got, 94 speed, 94 excel, this is a really good size guy that can be physical. And you go from A.J. Brown to this type of physical receiver, and it looks like it's working for the Philadelphia Eagles right now. Um, when did they draft this kid? Let's take a look. Round two, pick 11. So they had high expectations for him because he's a second rounder. And then let's just look what he did through his first couple of games. The last 2 games he played, he's been a 100-yard guy. 3 catches for 126 and a touchdown. 7 catches against the Giants, 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. You look at the Commanders' loss, 2 catches, 41 yards, but he scored in every game thus far. The Packers lost and the Commanders lost. He still scored on the board, 3 or 2 catches. So yeah, they got themselves a guy right now. We're looking for one more receiver rookie, and there you go, Abdul Acosta. Now, this kid was picked in the top 10. This is why I was looking for him. Top 10, 5'8", 179. Little guy, speed demon, though. When you get a speed demon, you can do some things with 17 catches, 330, 19-4, 82.5, 2 touchdowns. CD Lamb is still the guy over there. They found a guy to come complimenting right now. 3 for 98, 5 for 10, 5 for 44, 4 for 77. Look, I think, they got a quarterback over there that they got to get really to find out if this is he the guy or not, right? And I think that's the problem with the Cowboys right now. They don't know if that quarterback's the guy yet. They're trying to figure out if he is. But this is what they drafted with the, my bad, let's go look at where he got drafted at. He was a first round talent. He actually was a second round pick 8. I think he had first round speed, but he went in the second round, pick 8. So this is solid. I like this pick. It's a really good pick for them. So now let's take a look at what he looks like. I know I got to scroll right back down, but I'll find him in a second. Let's stay here with receptions because that's where he's going to be at. Nope, I'm sorry, yards. Acosta. All right, let's look at him ratings wise. All right, 95 speed, 97 excel, and that's true 95, true 97. No red, green hours up right now, jumping out the building. He's agile as hell. I'm quite sure he can kick return his butt off. 94. The kid is shifty as hell. 94, changing direct. 94 juking. 90 ball vision. So he's a guy that can make things happen with the ball in his hand. And the Cowboys got them one right now. So shout out to the Cowboys. All right, that's a couple of receivers that we went through and seeing what they're doing right now. I think when you take a look at these guys right now, the top 2 guys leading the league in receptions right now are the guys you're going to have to pay attention to going forward. All right, I know I went through the run game right now. Let's see if we got any diaper dandy running backs that's making a name for themselves early right now. We got a quarterback that's sitting up here. Wait a minute, hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Top 10 in rushing right now is the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. Start looking down at names you're looking at. It's usually hard to find rookie running backs. Eugene Jarvis, 66 carries. Let's go to the Browns and see if he's the starter over there. All right, look like he is the starter over there. Eugene Jarvis. Let's see who he is out of Kent State and what he's about. 5'9", 179. Fat, little guy, right? Little back coming out the backfield. Break tackles is high with a +2, so he came out at least for 85 break tackles. This is still running back. 95 speed, 95 excel. You got you one right now. You got your guy that's flying. A speed kill out the backfield. I think this adds a dimension to their run game because look, man, Nick Chubb is still in the building, so you need to be physical. You have the physical running back still in the building. I know he's aging, but just last year he led the league, almost led the. I think he was second in the league in touchdowns. Nick Chubb was for a long time, like through the regular season, he was leading the entire league and rushing touchdowns up until like the end. I think at the end somebody jumped in front of him. But just think about what I'm saying. You still got Nick Chubb in that backfield. So if you need to get physical in the red zone, all that stuff, and you want to be physical, you have the running back to do that. But now they got themselves a change of pace back. Not only is he a change of pace back, you look at what he's dealing with. He's, for a smaller guy to have 85 plus 287 break tackles, 85 trucking, you know what I mean? Carry the ball. He's sitting on 83, right? So that was the 84. I mean, 87, that was the 84, right? His vision is off the charts, speed off the charts, agility off the charts. 85 stiff arm. Like, you ain't just going to bring this guy down with an arm tackle. Like, he can break tackles and he can run in between the tackles, but he got the speed to take it the distance at any moment. Then he's a guy that can catch the ball out the backfield. You take a look at his receiving stats, his secondary core attributes: 73 catching, 78 short, 74 medium, 74 catching track. Like the guy got 83 special catch. Like he could be a problem in the receiving game as well. And we know how guys use their running backs in this, right? A lot of guys throw the ball to their running back out the backfield a lot, and I think they've got themselves one. I think DTR likes this kid. I think he thinks he's going to be a good weapon for them. And as you can see, and where did they get him? Let's see if they drafted him. He was drafted in the fourth round, pick 24. So this is still pick, right? You get that type of speed in the fourth round, legit pick right now. Let's go back to him and look at 66 carries on a year. He averaged 6.1. He averaged 101 yards a game, 5 rushing touchdowns. He's putting in work for these guys. Then when it comes down to is he catching the ball at the backfield? Now he only has 6 catches on the season right now, 66 yards, but you can see how effective he is when he catches the ball, 11 yards a catch, and he has a receiving touchdown right now. Eugene Jarvis. Shout out to Eugene Jarvis. Um, let's go to the Packers. They drafted a running back. They drafted the only superstar running back in the draft this year. Let's take a look at it, how he's playing for them right now. All right, and Deion Richards, only 27 carries so far, 6.63 yards, 2.3 yards a pop, 2 rushing touchdowns. He also has a fumble on the year. All right, but he's the superstar running back that's going to share, carries with Felix Key right now, and they got themselves a tandem in their backfield. All right, as we continue to look at the rushers right now, looking for rookies. So we saw the first rookie popped up on here, Jarvis. All right, Rochelle Spain. Let's take a look at Spain. Right? Rochelle Spain, 50 carries, 386 yards, 7.7 yards a pop. Let's go to the Rams roster real fast and see what he about. All right, Akers hasn't seen the ball at all this year. I don't know if it's because he injured or what's going on, but they look like they're riding the back of Rochelle Spain. Spain, 50 carries, 7.7 yards a pop, 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 97 yards a game. He has 2 fumbles right now, 6 broken tackles. And what has he done in the receiving game for them? 16 catches for 215 yards, 13.4 yards a pop, 53.8, 2 touchdowns. The kid is playing well. Another small back, 5'9", 195. You're not mad at the 195. That's about, good ideal size in the NFL. You take a look at where he was drafted at, round 2, pick 27. So they spent a lot for him. Meaning like he was on high on their board for them to go get him in the second round like that. And another guy from HBCU, Bethune Cookman, and putting their work out there in Florida. Which Spain. Both the guys they got FAMU, the receiver from FAMU, and the kid from out of Bethune Cookman right now, and he's cooking a little bit right now because he's putting in work. Let's look at what he's done through the first couple of games. Look, man, Broncos week one, almost 100 yards, 14 carries, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Didn't do well at all against the Seahawks. Against the Chargers, they gave him 27 carries. That man broke his first record he could probably possibly break. I don't know if any running back that was under this regime has had a 200-yard game for the Rams, but against the Chargers, 27 carries, 249 yards, 9.2 yards a pop, 3 touchdowns. Then the Lions in the win, 7 for 46 and a touchdown. Out the backfield, 6 catches in the Lions game, 2 in the Chargers game, 3 in the Seahawks game, and 5 in the Broncos game. Hotel Span. Make sure you pay attention to that name as a diaper dandy. Putting in work. All right, let's go down see if we can find another running back, another rookie running back. See anybody out here. All right, Taylor Carroll, 5'9", 212 out of Michigan. Let's take a look at his core attributes. All right, solid, 94 speed, 90 excel. Really strong at 82 strength right now, 90 stiff arm. Like the kid is a horse. 85 breaking tackle, trucking 87, and he's agile as well. So this kid is a tweener, nice size at 212 pounds. Um, yes, sir. I think they found them one right now. You got to think about it. They got rid of their running back Travis Etienne, and the question was asked, like, you just stay doing something, don't you? Stay doing something, bro. Bro, flip your helmet right now. Anybody got a girl like mine that's still up doing bullshit right now? Please tell her to go to bed. But back to this kid. What round did they get him in? Did I already show y'all that? I'm going back to find out. Fifth round. This is still fifth round back, fourth pick in the fifth round. Nice steal right here. We did remember the Jaguars had the fourth pick in every round, so very good steal. Let's look at what he's done. Haven't reached the 100-yard plateau yet, but close to it in Texas week. 23-10 win, 18 carries, 93 yards, 5.2. I mean, solid game right now. Like, you got a guy that's getting his feet wet. We can get him over that 5. He's almost averaging 4 yards a carry right now. But I do think it opens their offense up a little bit to have a back in the backfield like this because they throw the ball a whole lot in Jacksonville. And I think now, with the quarterback, they got a dual threat quarterback back in that for that system right now, and they got some really good speed at the receiver position and at the running back position. So we should see how he does going forward too. And he, nice size, man, 5'9", 212, man, a guy that can hold his own. This ain't a back that got to come off the field. He can play all 3 downs. What is he as a receiver? Couple of catches, really not really asked to catch the ball a lot in their system, but will catch the football if needed. All right, we're gonna go find one more diaper dandy from the running back position. And here we go, Icky Woods, 28 carries, 187 yards, 6.75 touchdown. Now remember who's in the backfield for the Cincinnati Bengals. 6 foot, 235 pounds. I think that they're trying to get this kid developed in the worst way. Why? Because I think they like the size on this kid, and Chase Brown, he's been really good for them over the first 4 seasons, or first 3 seasons. And contracts matter, right? Do they pay the guy? Nowadays with running backs, guys don't be wanting to pay their running backs at all. Like, teams think the running backs don't mean anything. So it's always good to have 2 on your team, flat out. Like, if you think you ain't supposed to have 2 running backs, then you are playing the wrong football game. Simple as that. I don't care if injuries are on or off. You need another back to better change the pace of what your starting back can do. You need a guy. Now, you don't need the same guy. You need a guy that can do some things. And this guy, listen, this is an animal in the backfield. This is a guy that when he get it going and get comfortable with the league and get comfortable with the speed of the NFL, you're going to be scared of. 1, 93 break tackle. 2, 93 trucking. 3, 93 stiff arm. Now, That's a big back, right? A guy that's going to run through your defense. Then you start to pay attention to the +3 on that 94 speed, 93 excel. Then you start looking at the juke, the agility, those things, and you realize you got a guy that got 84 strength. This guy is bench pressing out the your whole fucking D line in a sense. You start realizing, wait a minute. You look at what he can do in the passing game, 80 catching trash, special catch 88, 75 catch. Like this kid is a day one starter. And what round did they get him in? Round 5. This is what was in round 5 from out of Middle. And that's probably why, because he went to Middle Tennessee State. And again, people don't value running back the way you should, but the running back position is the most utilized position in our league. Because guys aren't having their start running backs just run the ball for 400 yards, they 400 carries a year. They're throwing the ball to them just as much as their receivers. So, like, you would think that the running back position would be going off the board early and often, but it doesn't. And you find you get guys that might miss and get one way too early, and you get guys that get gems and them unicorns that you gotta go get. And then there's those guys that you just wait on and you play the board and hope like he might fall to me. But I don't know how you let a 94 speed, 235-pound back fall to you, especially when the Browns was heavy in rotation trying to go get factor backers from guys that already had them on their team already. Those big bruising running backs that got the speed of elusive backs, and they found them in the draft. Some guys drafted running backs in the first round this year that didn't even get this type of running back. I swear, bro. I like the pick. But this is when you gotta dig deep. You gotta go deep, right? You gotta understand what you're looking at when you're looking for things.
Found me one in the 7th.
I'm gonna take a look at that guy. You know what, fellas? I'm doing something wrong here. Let's come out of here and since y'all up with me, everybody that's still on right now, type your team name in the comments section. And if you still on with me, that means you fucking with me. That means type your name in the comment section. As soon as I see your name, watch this.
Lions,
Lions, got you. Lions,
Hawks, Texans,
slow down, slow down. Lions, Texans, Hawks, got you. That's where we going with this. I'm looking for. Let's just do it this way. I can be fast about it. Lions is first. Let's go here. You rocking with me? Let's go. Who else was up next? Hawks.
Broncos, Jags,
I saw the Texans. Saw the Broncos. No way.
My boy appreciate that 100 points flexed biceps, medium dark skin tone. Appreciate it.
Next, Jags.
My nigga handshake, medium skin tone 100 points.
Medium skin tone.
Let's go. All right, that was all I saw now. But let's get to the get tos right now, man. Let's talk about some of these type of dandies right now. Let's go to the quarterback position and see what guys are on the field playing right now. And we're going to take a look at the young boys and see what's going on. Alex Potts. Now, I know Foe would have
Yes,
wished
yes,
I'd
in
have
your
touched this
face.
quarterback and said, put him on. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it easier for you, but not as much as you think I am. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the nigga off Woodnut and put him on star for you and let you go from there. Now, with that being said, let's talk about these diaper dandies right now. Alex Potts was the fourth pick in this year's draft. Alex Potts was a guy that I think, is going to be a good football player for this football team. I think they finally got their quarterback, and if I'm them, I stay focused on this quarterback. And if I'm them, I'm doing nothing but the mini game trainings for this quarterback, and I'm trying to get goal every time, even if I got to restart. I've seen a guy restart and still get an upgrade during a mini game. So you work on him all day, every time we advance. That got to be your main goal, to work on getting him better. 801 yards, 76 QBR right now. You got a lot to get going with him in the passing game. 66%. I'm not mad at him right now. 5 sacks. Not mad at that at all. Because when I show you how many times Najee got sacked. But if I'm developing this guy, you picked him for a reason, right? Because you at 4, only one quarterback was taken off the board. You had a chance to get the top 5 other quarterback that ended up getting traded for 3 first rounds to the Steelers. You had an opportunity to get an X factor right away. But you went after this guy for a reason, right? And guess what? I get it, because that's exactly what I went after my guy for. You went after this guy because you saw the 40 time and you said, you know what? Let me get me a guy that I could be a door threat. The problem I'm going to say for you is make him a door threat. That's all I can say. Don't waste this speed right here. Do not waste what he has on a 40 time, 93 speed, 93 excel. Do not waste that, right? 80 carries. You know how many guys will kill to have their quarterback with 80 carries right now? 80 carries. Carrying, right now. Strong, 80 strength right now. Change of direction, spin, all that stuff is good right there. Then you go look at the top stuff. You're dealing with a quarterback now. Throwing on the run, 90. Throw power, you got him up to a plus 1 with the 93 right now. So he can throw the ball. He's good, solid. When you look at his deep accuracy, all that stuff is mid range right now. All that stuff is good. This is a star quarterback. This is a top 10 quarterback in the draft, whether you saw it or not. At normal, he was normal because he was rated down in the third round. That's the reason why he came out on normal. Not too many quarterbacks outside of the top 3 niggas came out on abilities outside of stars, right? And he just happened to be a guy that was normal. And you didn't pick the wrong quarterback. You could have got a better quarterback, but you got a quarterback. You went and got this guy for a reason. Find out what he can do for you and make him do it. 6'5", 220 pounds, tall, guy. You got to think about this. 6'5" with that type of speed, man, and 220. It's a physical guy back there, man. Get him going and work on him and get him to where he need to be at right now. But I like this quarterback, and I think once they get a handle on what they got, they're going to figure it out, and he's going to be a guy for them, man. Because one thing they do, they can throw the football, and they got stud receivers to catch the ball already. So I like Alex Potts. You want to see the numbers get a little better right now, and they're going to work on that. They got a lot to do because that team is young. I think about it; they haven't won games all for the first 3 seasons, so they got a lot of growing up to do. So this team is built through young rookies, and for the first 3 draft classes. Now they got really good ones over there, so that you can look at your team on the outside of it and just look at the guys you got and be like, I like this football team. Now it's time to build it. Now it's time to go out there and show you could play and win some ball games and get their morale up and build it. And when you build it, it's going to come. Simple as that. We like Alex Potts, though. But we paying attention to the diaper dandies. Remember, last year's group set the bar high. Last year's quarterback that came out set the bar high, right? We had 3, almost 4 of them that played in the playoffs last year. So they set the bar high right now. Can our class of quarterbacks do a better job or even do, a just as good job? It starts with Alex Potts being the 4th overall pick. All right, next up, Earl Boyd. Not going to play right now, but look, solid overall, really good backup. I think once injuries really come on, this is a solid pick to be able to groom this guy behind Dan Marino. So I like him. You got Andrew McCarthy was picked up also, 6'6", 245, 94 throw power, solid quarterback. All right, but don't know if he's the starter for this team already or not, but we'll see. No plays yet. Yep, not yet. But if you look at his player tag, it says quarterback of the future, day one starter. So they telling you what you got right now. Just got to see it. All right, Tommy Jones out of Vanderbilt. He'll never play it down for here, but this is a quarterback that's somebody that need a quarterback and come get. And I know you don't wouldn't do it, but if you need a guy, you can sit down and let him room for a year or two. And just think about it. You don't have to play with the guy for him to go up in ability. You can get that in a mini game. So I will be focusing on him too as well. If you're a guy that need a quarterback, come get you one. Simple as that. Now Roethlisberger was the #1 quarterback in the draft. Flat out. He comes out on X Factor. He was already 88 coming out by the time the draft was before we even got to training camp. He was at 89. The Patriots drafted him, but they fell in love with their quarterback from last year's draft. And because of that, they saw value in getting rid of a guy like this. Let's not even put ourselves in a quarterback controversial right now. We don't need the fan base screaming for this kid to be the starter for us when we really going with the guy that we picked the year before. So we're getting rid of him right away. And the Steelers was just around at the time that the Patriots was looking to move him, and they gave the house to get him. And right now, I think they got a better quarterback than they had. Now, Kenny Pickett is still sitting on that roster on ability right now, sitting there. So if it's a guy that, feel like they are a piece away and a quarterback piece away from being in the playoffs and being consistent, Kenny Pickett is over there. Go get him. All right, that's the beauty of a guy drafting a quarterback that had a quarterback. Right, it's the reason why that guy didn't like that quarterback. Look at Zach Wilson for the Jets. Falk couldn't stand him, but the Saints is playing well with him. Simple as that, right? Your trash is somebody else's treasure. Now, Ben Roethlisberger's in a situation where they went with a new quarterback. The pieces is all around him, though, right now. They just got to start winning some ball games over there right now, right? 3 straight losses. They got to win some ball games over there. But now that this kid has played, you got to think about it. Now that he's played, we're looking at him and see what he could do. He hasn't had a bad throwing game. I mean, the picks are high, right? Got to come down off the interceptions. But 4 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns, 2. He's throwing for major yards right now. So we know he can fling that thing around. You don't see the 4th game on here because he was in the Patriots game and he didn't, on the Patriots team, and he didn't play that game. So that's why you don't see the 4th game on here. But look, 374, 284, 402. He's throwing the ball around the park, right? They just got to get him to clean it up. But that's what happens when you got a gunslinger. When you get the strongest arm quarterback in the draft, you get yourself a gunslinger, you're going to throw the football and let him make the mistakes now so he don't make them later. Love this trade, not the pick. He was a top 10 pick as well. He went to the Patriots round 1, pick 5. right? So the Steelers got themselves a top five with the number one quarterback. Now, he wasn't the number one player on the board as far as any position, but he was damn sure number 3 or 4 on the board. So they got themselves a legit top five player, ready to go. And the fact is, like just talking to you, Fo, for a second, you went with the speed, right? Instead of trusting the top five talent, because that top five talent, you wouldn't be chasing abilities right now. He's an X factor. All he had to do is get to a 90 and he could unlock everything. And now you done caught up with everybody else's quarterbacks in the league that got those superstar X factor quarterbacks that threshold already. And that's what Onk did. He couldn't stand Kenny Pickett, and I saw it in our game one. Kenny Pickett could not hit the ball, throw the ball in the ocean. Like for him to be built like that for that system, what he was trying to do, he just couldn't throw the ball where he needed him to throw it. The second game I played Onk, he played him with him, and it was a 7 point ball game. That just tells you what a quarterback can do for your offense. Simple as that. And the reason why is because this kid is unlocked, abilities activated already, and he was able to make the throws that Trevor Lawrence can make, Justin Herbert can make, Mahomes can make, right? Dan Marino can make, Lamar Jackson can make. He can make those throws because he's built to make those throws already because he's sitting on them abilities already. So the Steelers, to me, I think they found a quarterback that they can grow with, and that young football team over there with them nothing but abilities everywhere. They just not threshold players yet. When they get to that point, it's going to be hard to beat Pittsburgh. All right, Archie Z. This is the quarterback that was a first round talent that dropped to the third round. And usually when you drop like that, if the guys that had an opportunity in the first and second round and that needed quarterbacks that didn't get quarterbacks, didn't get this guy, then a guy that didn't need a quarterback would. And now you got a guy that really belongs on the field right now. Won't be on the field because the guy in front of him just came out of last year's draft and he's their guy. He got them in the playoffs. How do you sit a playoff quarterback now for another quarterback? But you can't be mad at this pick, right? Because he holds a lot of cards having a guy like this on his bench right now. I'm quite sure a lot of guys have been hitting him up to get this guy, and he's holding on to that card. Why? Because you never know when you're going to need it. All right, and nothing wrong with having him a backup, but you also got trade value right here with him because there's a lot of guys that'll give you the house for this kid. This is damn near the same kid that went number 3 in the draft for the Baltimore Ravens. Same kid, same size, same height, same speed, same kid damn near. Right? So you know he's talented and can do some things. But I don't think we're going to see it this year because they do have Amari Braxton over there, who's been a playoff team since they got Amari Braxton. The Commanders have been in the playoffs. So RTZ is the guy that if I need it, you got to think about it. I don't think you got to give up 3 firsts for him because he's not a superstar or X factor, but you're gonna have to give up some picks for him. And you ask yourself, what is worth? Because people are already trying to offer him everything for him, and he ain't coming up off of them. But this guy is definitely a starter right now in this league. Right now. Max Duval from out of Colorado, 6'3", 226 pounds. Another guy, 93 throw power. I don't know if he starts over here for if they start him or not. He got some snaps. Let's see what they're doing with him. Not a start yet. So he's a backup, learning the system over there right now because Lamar Jackson's there. I forgot they traded for Lamar Jackson. 4th round, 32. Solid quarterback. Nice backup for right now. All right. Now, Sean Archer was undrafted out of Texas State, and that's why he was undrafted because he played at Texas State. But this was the other superstar in the draft. Again, I told y'all there was 2 superstars. 2 X Factors and 1 superstar in the draft. All of them are on teams now starting. Look at him. Now, out of all the quarterbacks that came out the draft, right now he's the second highest overall rookie. And a lot of that's with the plus arrows going up. If you take a look at him, he's sitting on a +5 right now. Right? So you got a 90 overall quarterback, strong arm, 88 field, 88 improviser, and 85 scrambler with 90 strength, strong arm, right? So you're looking at a kid on superstar and with the 5 temp, that means he's balling right now. He's putting in work. When you go look at what he's done through his first couple of games, it's already a 1,000-yard quarterback. Now he's throwing a lot of picks, but again, when you get a strong arm quarterback, man, you might got to just throw him out of the bullshit, right? 5-3. Lose to the Niners, he threw 7 touchdowns. But you got to live and die with a rookie like that. 1 touchdown against the Chiefs, lost that game, 2 picks, and then he won the Vikings game, but only threw 1 touchdown and 4 INTs. Got a guy that got good speed that you can run around with a little bit, so that helps them in their offense when he will roll out the pocket on you in a heartbeat. So I like him. 6'3", 235 out of Texas State, big size. He's their starting quarterback, and I don't see them sitting him down for nobody else. He's going to play all 18 games this year, and they're going to get him to the point where he's that guy. I like it for the Dolphins. Andrew Windsor, not going to see the field right now. He's a backup for sure. And then there's the number 3 pick in the draft, Najee. Again, if you take a look at Najee numbers, that's not too far off a Z number, right? Z over there is on a bench with the same type of numbers. I think the difference is the throw power. You see Najee sitting on 98. Came out 97, already went up in the throw power right now, 98. But awareness, 93 right now, sitting on plus forever. He came out at 85 awareness. He's sitting on plus forever right now, so he's sitting at 93. Look, man, medium, all that shit is in the 90s right now, and he's doing a really good job. And some saying he's playing better than Lamar Jackson played for the Baltimore Ravens right now. Look, he's sitting on an upgrade. Shit. We'll do that later. Shit. Yes, sir. Let's take a look at what he's done over the first four games. 97.4 QBR. 8 touchdowns, 6 picks. Got to clean that up. He's been sacked 22 times. But there's a reason why he's been sacked 22 times. I would say out of 12 of those sacks, those 22 sacks was self-inflicted. You got a dual threat quarterback that's being used as a dual threat quarterback. And when that happens, sometimes you try to take off and get caught at the line of scrimmage. We go 12 sacks to the Bengals. One of the best, if not best defensive front in the league. And 7 of them sacks, 6 of them sacks was us trying to run and just getting sacked. It's caught at the line of scrimmage. All right. Against the Steelers, 56-7, 254 yards, throw a touchdown in the pick. Against the Colts, he threw 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, 288 yards. Bengals, he had 296 yards, only threw a touchdown. But again, he was sacked 12 times in that game, 72 completion percentage. And then the next game against the Steelers, 95.3, 237, 3 touchdowns. He did throw 3 picks. Those 3 picks all happened in the fourth quarter, playing a throw it up game. All right, let's go at it. 1-on-1, what we going to do? And you do 3 picks and let them back in the ball game, which ended up being a 7-point game. But this is what you're getting from a guy that has that dual threat capability. A guy like Potts, a guy like Z's. Where he's doing better than Lamar Jackson, he is a monster in the run game right now. 6 carries, 95 yards, 3 touchdowns in week 1. 9 carries, 148 yards in week 2, 2 touchdowns. 9 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns against the Bengals. Now remember, he was sacked 12 times in that game against the Bengals. How many yards do you think he lost sacked that would have went towards his rushing attack if he didn't get sacked 12 times? So you're looking at a guy that possibly would have had 150, 160 against the Bengals, but he was, again, sacked 12 times and lost those rushing yards. So it took him under 194. We'll be looking at 3 games. Even in this game against the Steelers, he was sacked 4 times. Six for 95. Let's go fix that right now. I just read the chat. I'll be back, fellas. Hold on. Where the fuck I gotta go for this? Oh, here we go. Y'all want to talk about Upgrades. Look at this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 niggas grade get upgraded when I do it. Oh, Lord. The Ravens balling right now. Y'all better pay attention. All right. And y'all wonder why niggas be overalls be high. That's why, right there. It's a lot of upgrades. So niggas don't got cheat, bro. You just gotta know what you're doing. All right, back to the NFL and these quarterbacks, man. I think one of the nephews, Lamar Jackson, I think he balling right now. Some real shit, bro. Like this man is on his way to 1,000 yards rushing right now, as well as 2 to 3,000 yards passing if he continue his pace. What he doing right now. Then you looking at Julian Tucker. He not playing at all. He got in the game against the us though. He played in that game. Because AR-15 was selling him, so he played in that game. All right, when we look at the running backs, I already talked about a lot of them, but you're looking at Casey Hopkins, 5'8", 201. How much is he playing with A-Chain over there? He already about to be unlocked, so it looked like they get him the ball. 16 carries, 24 yards, not really that productive right now. Tommy Smith was a top 10 pick. Let's see if he finally getting some carries now. 13 carries for 82 yards, 6.3, 3 touchdowns. He heard the last show. He getting him involved now. All right, we're looking at, and he wearing that number 22. That's going to be special over there. He was wearing my favorite running back's number over there. 13 carries, 82 yards. So we like that. That's what's up. All right, Aaron Parham, 5'10", 207. Is this the back you talking about? I think so. Oh, my God. This man's sitting on an 88 overall right now with the +3 right now, right? Look at that. All right, let's take a look at him, where he got picked at first. Round 7, pick 15. The last time a guy picked a running back in round 7, he became one of the better running backs in the league. Babe, you want this?
Yeah.
Now, the only problem with Aaron Parham is this. You got the factor backer over there. So that means you ain't starting. When they didn't trade the factor back to nobody, when guys was asking for him, it tells you exactly how they felt about their running back. So you know he not starting. What? He can get carries. Not a lot. 1, 3, 4, 4. He got, 4 carries in 4 games. Oh my God. It's like the Eagles just keep getting running backs. It's their third running back in 2 drafts that's sitting on something. He chunky too. Look at this guy, man. Eugene Jarvis, Icky Woods, Tay Franklin. Oh my God, he's a solid back too. He ain't gonna get no. He might not get no carries right away. Let's see if Falk using him yet. Nope. Taylor Wilson, man, I don't know how he not playing yet. Maybe because he don't got the ability, I guess. I don't know how he not playing yet. How many of y'all will be mad if y'all saw me do this? And let's see if he playing. Now, all the times that Jonathan Taylor been on a block right now, I mean, I'm not mad at that. Zeke Fields, this is a dog. This was number 1 running back in the draft. He was on the board. He was the number 1 pick on the board. He was a first-round talent sitting on the board. He went to the Chiefs, and he went to the right running team, right? But you got J.K. Dobbins and Travis Etienne over there. And I'm still not mad at this pick because both of those guys are 27 years old. I think that they need to get him involved now. You looking at a guy with 93 break tackle, 93 truck, and 93 stiff arm. This is a dog. Oh my God, this is a dog. Don't be surprised if he ain't a Baltimore Raven before the motherfucking season's over. This is a guy I will go trade for to have as a backup running back. I'm lying. I traded for one before this draft last year, and I went and got Bonds from the Jets. All right, and then there's Richards, the next superstar sitting on this list right now. And we see what his overall doing. You see what guys that are invested in their running backs, what they look like overall wise. And you're watching guys with high overalls, right? So you can't tell me that you can't get these guys. This guy ain't come out the draft at 90 overall, but he's sitting on that 91 because he's winning ball games, and two, his temp is up, right? Plus two temp, so you're 88 right now. And he ain't come out the draft at 88 overall running back. Trust me. The Vikings got two guys over here. Von Blake sitting here. You need a rookie. Shit. Look at Blake. Look at this. 94 with the green arrows up, 91, 92. But then take a look at it. 212, right? 92 chain of direct. Strength 80. But then you look at the things you need to see on him. 90 break tackle, 90 truck, and 90 stiff arm. You got a guy that can run in between the tackles. This guy can be something in this league. Some good running backs. Mike Fulton, another back that came out. You got Justin Williams for the oh my God, but that's the speed and threshold that your coaching tree can get you. But look at this, 84 overall. And this is a guy that'd be a project. They don't need him to play over at all over there. They got two running backs over there already that are solid. But this is a project. This is a guy that you can sit and build and see what happens later on down the line. Raymond Carnage, another back, went to the Packers, 5'10", 288. Now 228 though, but like you don't like his break tackle truck and a stiff arm for that size, right? But he's more of a speed back, big guy that ain't gonna really break tackles, but he got some speed though with the tree with the coaching tree. Then there's Real Pleasant, 5'10" 231, and this is the type of back you want to change the pace for your starting running back right here. He ain't gonna wow you with speed, but he gonna run through you right now. And if he can block some, he might could be a starting fullback for you. But you like everything about him. 92 break tackle, 94 truck, 94 stiff arm, monster. This is a monster running back. Bowling Green State, bro. Not even a regular Bowling Green. This guy played in, what's that, Division 3, 1AA, some bullshit. But big time back right now. If I'm him, I'm grooming him as a fullback. I'm not even wasting my time at tailback. I'm gonna build him as a fullback for sure. Have a nice little lead back and catch the ball out the backfield. How many of y'all agree with that? That's what I would do if it was me. I would maximize the shit out of him playing fullback right now, man. If you still locked in with me, man, let me know, man. Type your name in the comment section. Let a nigga know you still here, man. We can have late nights on the weekends, man. Only thing y'all got to look forward to is some of y'all got to go to church in the morning. Some of y'all might got to work, but the majority of y'all waiting for the NFL to start tomorrow so y'all can figure out what y'all fantasy teams is doing and shit. All right, some of y'all going to run out and get to it, and some of y'all going to motherfucker be sitting here waiting for y'all game in the morning. Who I play? I'm ready to whoop some my ass. That's how I feel. Them Titans is 3-1 right now. I don't know if they coming to Baltimore or we going to them, but fuck that. We on a mission this season. For sure. How many of y'all on a mission this season, right? It's a few of y'all that's been in the chat on some real shit. Jags, Broncos, Texans. How many on a mission this year, man? All right, two of y'all in the same division. How many of y'all gonna stop playing around and show who y'all are and win that division for 3 years in a row? Who there? Who ready to do that? Who team is ready for that right now? When we're saying that, Saint's still here, there you go. When you ready to show these Raiders that, nah, bro, this ain't it, my nigga. You forgot who I was in 23? Let's not play. I know I got a lot of building to do over here, but
Lions
I
and
done bust a
Creoles this
power move
season
right
100
now.
points.
And I believe you. I swear to God, I believe. You already showing that shit, bro. I've been impressed with you the last game we played. I'm really impressed with what you got going on right now. I like what you got going on. I do think the NFC North is in trouble. Stop wanting, you know what I mean? It's the new sheriff in town. They from out of the Motor City right now, Detroit, Michigan. Quarterback Ray Wills, he telling Justin Fields, I might be there. He telling Justin Fields, Drew Rain, he telling the kid over there for the Vikings, I'm the guy. Me, that's who. I'm the bad guy. I like it over there, man. I like what they got going on over there, man. But same, man, we're waiting for you to show yourself. You feel me? I know you got. Listen, bro, you're late to the party. I get it, right? But year two should be a change for a dog. That's all I'm saying. Year two should show yourself. Simple as that, right? Simple as that. Year one, you snuck in the playoffs and you had to do it a way you don't really want to do it. You're not the guy that want to give 30, 40 carries, had the most carries out of all running backs in the league. It was smart, but we know who you are. You got those guys yet? First of all, who coming to get Martin Johnson from the Baltimore Ravens right now? He do not want to be in
100 points,
Baltimore right
100
now.
points.
Who coming to get Martin Johnson from the Baltimore Ravens right now? That's my boy. You might got to change his name, but that kid don't want to be a Baltimore Raven right now because he like, damn, you lied to me. You told me all I had
Right.
to do is develop.
I told you send them.
All I had to do is develop over here, and I'm doing exactly that, and you still ain't got me on the field
You
yet. Like
gotta
I ain't
stop
6'3"
trying.
right now. What's up? Like I don't got 99 spec. Like I can't go crazy in the red zone. What's up? Stop playing with me. What's up? Because you ain't getting on the field with this. You ain't getting on the field
Send
with
them.
that. You ain't getting on the field with that for sure, or that. You ain't getting on the field. Send them offers up, man. What are we
Send
talking
him.
about, man? What are we talking about? Send them offers up, man. What are we talking about? All right, Daniel Russell, 6'3", 231 out of Florida State.
Houston ready for him. Otto just got moved.
Oh, yeah, auto. Go to full tight. Mm, mm, mm. Is you on my schedule this year? I might can make that happen. We might can make that happen, Chief. Devon Ross ain't playing yet at all. Cameron Fox, 93 speed, 93 excel. Excuse me, they kind of got that on their roster right now. Look, man, Jaquez Lewis was definitely a top 10 player in the draft. He came out on like an 87 from the rip. What do he look like? He was sitting on a 90 right now, 88 playmaker. This kid, and I don't even look, bro. I don't even think he got a catch yet. Seven of them. Oh yeah, he did get busy last game. 7 for 62. When I tell y'all, I understand how fucking C Hound feel, bro. I understand how C Hound feel for real, man. I understand it, flat out understand it, my boy. Like C Hound got a demon a speed demon, bro, and I understand it. And he ain't even really part of the O yet, like for real, for real. But he gonna get there. All right, Matt Young, 5'8", 179, superstar out of Washington, 92 speed, 92 excel. He not going to wow you with the numbers and special catching and all that, but I think when you get rid of an A.J. Brown, you got to find some guys to come in that can give you some replacement for him, and I think they drafted two receivers that can help out with that. Max Sanders, 84 overall, 5'9", 199 out of Washington. Another Washington guy, 90 speed, 96 excel. What's good about him is the special catch, right? This is a guy, I know he's little, but this is a guy that can go get physical in the air with you. Like, that's a physical attribute right there, that special catch right now. Now, he got to develop a little bit more in the route running and all that stuff, but I think they got time to really develop this guy if they interested in him. Why? Because they do have some guys over there already. He could play some special teams for him and all that, but right now, nice 84 overall. That's what the Green Arrow's up. So that means he really sitting on a what, 82? Andrew Lockridge, speed kill, fellas, Buffalo. Speed kills, right? This is another guy, like when you got a roster like the Packers got, this is a guy you make like this is if I'm one of you guys that need a receiver, I'm coming to trade for him. Now, look, the speed is attractive, right? But we know the receiver position is one of the deepest positions in the draft. We know the cornerback position is one of the deepest positions in the draft. So it's very hard to get really good, great picks for receivers and corners. They got to be threshold and have an ability for them to go anywhere from 2 to
I
1.
didn't get a pick until round 5. Lol, I'm jealous looking at this god.
Right. Look at this shit, bro. But look, you got a 95 speed receiver on 80 right now, rookie, that you could come in and mold the way you want to mold him. I know he normal, but that's the reason why somebody like a foe or a sane or somebody is looking for speed, you come get him. Because you got multiple ways to get this guy on a trait, right? And one of the major ways without even doing any work with him is just watching the show. right? Because when I'm in a good mood like I am right now, I do things for guys, right? That's why we are who we are over here, right? That's why you should never have a jealous bone in your body, because you have to know the commissioner you have in this league. You have to know at some point in time, I'm gonna come through and look out. Why? Because we have to do that. This is how your league runs summer to summer, bro. You got to keep guys engaged, and I don't do it for just for the nothing. I do it because I feel like you're playing it. Let's think about this. I haven't brought a new coach in since season one. And think about how long it took me to kick that coach out of the league. One of my good friends on this game is no longer in my league. I got at least 10 guys on a weekly basis hitting me up for a replacement. They want to play so bad they willing to whatever the payment is to get in and kick one of y'all the fuck out. So y'all deserve it. The activity is enough for me to make sure I show love, right? Simple as that. But with this is a guy that I go get with a cheap draft pick right now. And listen, the Packers got everything they need over there already, so he ain't gonna have no problem trading this guy to somebody for cheap. Cheap. I send this man a five in the next three draft classes and say, look, I got 5 5s for you or 3 5s for you. What's up? And just get him. And now that's speed. You can't teach speed. And you can't tell me speed doesn't matter on this game. If you think speed don't matter, you're lying. You played the Seahawks, and after the game was over, you was like, man, how the fuck his linebacker so fast? The fuck? You played me or Falk or somebody like that, and you saw them receiver speeds, or you know what I'm saying, or a running back flying like Snake, motherfucking, and you like, what the fuck? Like, you see it. Speed matters. This is why guys draft speed in the draft. This is why he picked up this guy and went around. If he got him before the fourth, it's going to be a problem. All right, I'm out. Look, see, fifth round. Offer him 3/5, get him, and wait for that gift. And while you're waiting for that gift, train him every week. And while you're training him every week, make sure he's in your top six so you can get the training bonus on him where you can motherfucking get him to go up a trait. Simple as that. And just wait. You get a training trait, he go up to a star, and then next thing you know, I gave out a gift on the show, and now he's a superstar, and now he becomes one of the best receivers in the league, or one of the top guys to worry about in the league because of that speed. But what do I know? Troy Cooper, 80 overall, 92, 93, solid. But this kid is a man child. The fact that this type of speed, this type of size went pick 17 is mind boggling to me. But then I'm going to flip it, right? Because what it sounds like I'm saying is that everybody that picked before 17 is idiots. I'm not saying that because there's nobody that picked maybe D West at running back because he needed a quarterback more than he needed a running back. Maybe D West in the top 10 was the only person that picked before 17 that picked something that wasn't worth the pick. Like, seriously, I don't give a fuck what you got, ability wise or not. I can see why, but I don't understand, honestly, how a 6'5", 199-pound, 98 speed receiver superstar fall to pick 17. You see how fast that tight end went. How many of y'all was watching that tight end? How many of y'all understood it was a 6'9" tight end in the draft through the whole regular season last year and was just waiting for the combine numbers to come out so you could look at his 40 and see what he was running in the 40? How many of y'all saw that 6'9" guy and thought, you know what, that motherfucker there, when I pick, I'm getting him first round. I will get him no matter where you pick that. All right? Some of y'all might have thought he might fall for the second. I'm going to wait in the second round and get him. None of y'all thought the Chargers at one was going to pick him up, but he's a unicorn though, right? So it ain't wrong for picking him. Well, here's a unicorn for you. Will Falk is a fucking unicorn, nephew. Look at him right now, man. This is what you got to deal with right now. Y'all already know how he throw the ball and how he can dial shit up, and that he's not phased by nothing you do. And if you beat him, you're going to barely beat him already. And that's without this. And then you give him this, And he already mad y'all think Garrett wasn't the best receiver in the league. He chose not to dick ride Garrett and got his entire team involved for development issues and all that stuff, right? And then he said, now I'm going to show you what I do with a guy. And look what this unicorn doing right now. Like right now. This type of shit make you forget what Reggie. Half of y'all already forgot what Reggie Moss did last year because they 0-4 right now and they gave up the most points in the league so far. So you forget what the Bills did with their receiver last year. But right now, a lot of y'all still saying this. Look, man, put the thumbs up if you saying this right now. How the fuck the Eagles trade him to him, bro? I don't care what deal they had. The moment the Eagles drafted him and saw his player card, he should have been like, nah, I'm good, bro. They both my boys, and I said it, right? Although in my head I'm saying, nah, Mike, you can't renege. But I said it too, like, shit, Falk would have been mad at me.
Thumbs up, medium dark skin tone. Thumbs up,
He'd have been
medium
mad at
dark
me.
skin tone. Thumbs
Fuck
up,
that.
medium dark skin tone. Thumbs up,
Real talk.
medium dark skin tone.
Real talk. I know how y'all felt. I felt the same way, right? I felt the same way. Look, listen, I was with the Lamar Jackson situation, I was waiting on two situations to happen. I knew he was going, listen, I knew he was going to motherfucking Shoguns. The only way he didn't go to Shoguns if my quarterback wasn't there for me to pick. If I don't get the guy I want at quarterback, I'm keeping Lamar and I'm just gonna pick the receiver. And I would have picked him at 3, and then I would have picked the other one I picked at 11 at 11. Right? Or I'd have picked the cornerback at 3 and then picked the receiver at 11, which he would have still been there. All right. But Shoguns picked one of the two guys that I wanted, which was the cornerback that the coach got, or the 6'4" receiver that was the best player in the draft at 2, right? But even with that, I'm thinking in my head, like, I wonder if he's gonna trade him to me, bro. Why? Because he's sitting at 2, and it's still a quarterback on the board. It's still a quarterback that I would play with. It's still on the board right now. Like, I wonder if he's gonna really give him to me or not. All right. Now, 95% of me knew I was getting that motherfucker. But it was the 5% that thought, man, I don't know, bro. They unicorns. You don't get rid of unicorns. Just going forward. You don't get rid of unicorns. Period. Now, y'all gotta watch a nigga get comfortable with a nigga like that. Like, let's call it what it is. We know who he is as a user. You gotta get comfortable with a nigga doing something like that with this guy. Meanwhile, it's like Craig. You see what he do with Jackson Smith and the Jigba, and you forget DK is still over there. Meanwhile, y'all chasing Nick Jigba, and then next thing you know, he hitting you on a post with DK, or he running backwards 30 yards, making you miss, stepping back and climbing a pocket, DK, right? That's exactly what you about to see happening over here with the Jets. You gonna be worrying about him, and you forget the Garrett Wilson was one of the best, if not the best receiver in the league, still on that roster. Make it make sense, fellas. Make it make sense. Tim Rose, 5'10", 183 out of Oregon State, solid receiver. Not mad at that at all. Kalen Floyd, probably not gonna see the field at all. Only because of the speed. I just think, that speed ain't gonna cut it right now. Let's see Amon St. Brown ain't cutting it. Time on route. If you don't think the Giants had a fucking draft, you lost your mind. This man hit on everything he told me he wanted. He hit on, right? I got packages that help you draft. Help you with the draft. I also got packages to help you manage your team all year, right? And through those packages, we have major conversations all year long about his team. Where should he go in the draft, direction wise, what positions to go after. All right, so last draft he attacked it with all those picks he had. He attacked the D line and O line. Now this year's draft, he went after the skill players, and he hit everywhere. Only he missed on a receiver because Albert took him. But he comes right back and get this guy right here, like dog. And remember, you're looking at Red Owls right now. So that 85 is really a what? Second round, I think. You're looking at second round, right? Yep, second round, pick 3. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at that pick. Because you got to think about it. His first round pick was Zay Flowers. Then he gets the linebacker and they come back and get this kid. And comes back and get another receiver. Oh shit, I ain't make his my player for him yet either. Fuck. That just reminded me I gotta make his my player. Fuck. Alright. Jamal Ward, 6'2", 217 out of Kansas State. Not bad, not bad at all. Right? Not bad. He's a guy that, in a sense, if you think about McCoy, this can fit for him. Why? He don't have to be a blazer for him to fit. What he has to be is he has to be a guy that can make catches for him. And if you look at his catching stuff outside of catch, everything else is 80s or above, right? You look at that type of stuff, you can see a guy that could be a sure-handed guy for you, right? McCoy don't need this guy to blow past you or nothing like that. He just need him to better get a first down. Rip Henry right now, 6'4", 180. Boy. And there it is, fellas. Dog. Another big body guy, 6'4", 94 speed, 98 with the green arrows up. That means he got coaching tree shit on him. All right. He got to get him good, though, right? Like, you know, if you're going to name him Chris Henry's clone, you got to be able to make sure he play and do some things over there. Rich get richer. 96 special catch. Solid across the board. We talked about Rendretti already. Or Mike, nice speed, nice size. But again, you're starting to see a bunch of big receivers in the league right now. Andrew Jones, 94 speed, 91 excel, solid, right? This is a guy that you can have developing, just chilling. I don't know what you're going to do with him. I don't know. I think I like their receiving core already. So they really aren't really, to me, shouldn't be super invested in him. I'm not sure if they plan him or not. And he on normal, I really don't think like he's worth really too much of anything. Your roster filler right now, I'm probably going to go on his practice squad before the year is out, especially if you make a trade and get the guy you're looking for right now. We talked about Deuce Page, one of the fastest guys in the draft, right? This guy's up there with the fast guys. And then the guy that Shogun drafted at number 189 overall. He came out of 88, ended up being an 89 before the draft was over. I mean, when the draft was over, and now we trade Lamar Jackson for him and 2 first-round picks. And boy, booyah. Can I call him a unicorn, fellas? Is it safe to call him a unicorn? All right, he was the only X Factor receiver in the draft. Here's why. He was the number 1 overall player in the draft. Period. Now, if y'all pay attention to the draft, I forgot what it's called. It's called mock draft. The mock drafts. When the mock drafts come out, each week the mock draft come out. If you pay attention to the draft class, you'll see guys start to switch positions. Meaning like guys start to move up the board, move down the board. Right? He ended up moving down the board a little bit, but he was the number 1 overall player in the draft. Unicorn. I think he's a unicorn. I know he's a unicorn. And when he gets to the point where he catching those 50-50 balls, when he get to that point, good luck with him. He's sitting on a +3, so with the guy overall, 91 with the green arrows up, 90. And just think about it. If he came out of 89, he's already developing the way he should, bottom line, right? And then when you do your training camp stuff with him, like this ain't a guy that I unlocked. I unlocked the quarterback right away. But he's unlocked before week 5 because you do your training stuff with him. If you do training camp shit with him, you can unlock guys before the season even start. Damn, I'm giving out gems tonight. Whew. Who with me, man? Who the hell with me this morning, man? Top of the morning. I'm feeling like I'm ready to get something out, man. I'm feeling like I'm ready to get something out. This is why my ass be sleep all day long. Fucking with y'all on the early morning. I got some purple in the blunt. I got my mild sitting there waiting for me. I don't drink, so I'm drinking Pepsi, and I know I shouldn't be drinking that. But I'm up and I'm fucking with y'all. I feel something good. I feel something coming. How many of y'all really looking at what's coming out of this draft, bro? Like Jesus Christ. Like, it's dogs in this draft, bro. And then D. Saunders. We talked about him already. And then this guy that turned Lamont Finney into a monster. Like, see, this is what I mean by understand gems. Understand what you got, right? None of y'all, nobody else would be looking at this receiver as anything. Let's put it this way. None of y'all will be trying to go trade for this receiver at all. But by the time he going into year 2, he going to look way different than what he's looking right now. Because he's shitting with him right now. Like, who has the wherewithal to say, you know what? I like this guy here, Jim. This is a guy that play in leagues where they don't do no editing and all that shit. So he values those type of guys. Like a lot of us are spoiled. We don't value shit you got to work on and build or even get the most out of. Right? You look at him, you think any corners on my team and shut him down. He ain't gonna catch a pass on him. Well, you're wrong. You can't forget about scheme and placement and understanding where people can play for you or how to put them on the field. Understanding what you can do with players and how you can build and all that. And then you make it, because I'm telling you, I ain't looking at this guy as somebody special for me. But then you start to pay attention and you realize he ain't wow you with speed. That's why he dropped to the fifth, sixth round, because the speed ain't there. But everything else is. And he might have not even picked this guy himself. The computer could have picked this. I don't care. But when you're looking at a guy that's sitting on 86 catch, 88 short route, 86 medium. You tell me where this guy ain't going to be a short-handed receiver for you. And he already that right now. So imagine when he gets some more games under his belt. What happens when he is 3rd and 8 and he throw the dig route to him, or God throw a hook up to him, or he get a drag and got to catch that drag for a first down? What happens when your guy come with the KO knockout and he 90 across the board and all his attributes when it come down to catching the football and he ain't dropping the ball? That's the difference from a win or a loss right there. Chasing a guy that got speed but can't catch at all, don't got no short route medium shit, all that shit in the 70s, or getting a guy that don't got speed, but all the other shit stood out to you. I'm cooking right now. You tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all play this guy. Shit, Craig, you playing twice a year. Now this kid right here is a guy you can't ignore anymore. You gotta know where he is on the field, what number he is, and who the fuck he is, and where he at on the field. It's a difference be looking at 91 speed and 95 with the green hours up versus Miles Rush right now, who's a monster, right? But what's the difference between Miles Rush and Lamont Finney? Not the size, but what's the difference between them right now? All you gotta do is look at the shit. Where Finney got 86 catch and track, right? I mean, just regular catch, and he got 76. Finney got 84, and he got 78. Now he wins the special catch 94 to 91, but then 88 route, short route, 76. 86 medium, 75. True slot receiver, grow up to be a good outside receiver for you.
Route running.
Chance Gaines goes to the Patriots. Ooh wee. Now, not for nothing, fellas, right? Right now, Mark could be up right now with us. If I hit Mark right now, I'm in full conversation with him. It's 8 o'clock in the morning for him. Might be 9 right now. So he's up active right now. But the reason why Mark is going to have some players over here is because I manage his team for him because he misses everything. We don't, unless we have a draft at 1 o'clock in the morning, it'll never be a comfortable draft for Mark, right? So that means he misses everything, all season, all that stuff. So I keep his team managed. With that being said, go play him if you want to, and think that it ain't things running around over there. I also was say this: if you see rookies and y'all interested in his players, he ain't gonna give them up, right? But you might want to wait till year 2 or 3 to see those same guys and be like, yo, what you want for that guy? You ain't getting him as a rookie. He ain't gonna trade him to you at all. Remember who's managing his team. And then it's not fair for me to be editing players for him to keep him caught up with the league, and then he just trade those players away. I'll just stop editing players for him. Fuck it. You don't give a fuck. Why should I? All right. So I will really stay out of his DM. Be honest with you. You probably better off hitting me up and asking me if he'd trade this player. Now I'm just being real tonight or this morning. But look, he got a dog now, though. I'll tell you that. Because I know I would like to have this guy on my team. I would take him in a heartbeat. And then there's Kyle Woodard. All right, this is another piece. This is a piece that he drafted just a late round probably drafted. He will not be on his roster. He already have 10 times better dogs than that right now. Right, so this is not a guy that'll be on his roster. This is not a guy that really will make the cut at all. For them. Ashley Lane. Remember when y'all got to pay attention to when we talk about tweeners, a lot of y'all just think corner to safety and all that, but then you got to take a look and what deems a tweener, right?
Incorrect.
You letting him play?
Rec.
All right, 7 catches, 130 yards. Let's take a look at something. Damn, I ain't mean to do that. Now I gotta go scrolling all the way back down for this guy. This is what I want to show y'all, though.
Yay.
Okay. My boy seen value in that boy. So maybe I should be talking about him in a second. I will come back to him in a second. Let's go here. All right. The first thing you see on this guy, 233 pounds at 6'4". The second thing you start looking at, damn, they ain't, man, look, 93 speed, 93 excel. He ain't that much off of D. Saunders, right? The 6'6" guy, 200 pounds that went to the Bucks in the top 10. He ain't that far off of him. Notice how I always tell y'all this. See, a lot of y'all don't pay attention, but you know, some of y'all might even feel like, damn, this nigga know the draft, so he always gonna win in the draft. And y'all take some credit away from me, which is fine because I've been in y'all leagues where I dominated the draft and don't know a motherfucking soul. But hear me out though. I know what my advantages are. I understand that, right? But I always pick that same advantage in the draft at least 2 or 3 times, especially depending on the position. I just showed y'all his backup quarterback is exactly the same quarterback I got. Foles' quarterback is damn near exactly the same quarterback I got, just off a little bit. I always double and triple up, especially depending on the position. Well, wide receiver is the deep position. So the ninth pick in the draft was D. Saunders at 6'6", 200 pounds, 93 speed, 93 excel. But he was a superstar because he was a top player in the draft, one of those top hidden players in the draft. So I get it. Now, Ashley Lane might not be a superstar, but what's the difference between the ability and the player? You look at the player, you start to look at him, and you realize he ain't that far off of where the other guy's at. What round he got him in, right? You go look and see what round this guy came out in, and then you start asking yourself questions. Well, maybe there is a method or a science to what he's doing. Round two, pick 13. It is a method of science. Why? The science is stop stressing over shit. Just go get the player. Read the player cards. Figure out who the fuck you looking for. And they're in that draft. So if a nigga take the player you wanted, just keep digging. Why? Because when you keep digging, then you gonna find a nigga like this, Ashley Lane. Now, what's different between Ashley Lane and D. Saunders? Well, let's go back to his player card. I showed y'all his top core attributes. Look at the secondary shit. All right, secondary guy can truck the shit out of somebody. Okay, 82 break tackle, stiff arming like he a tight end. 92 juke. That's a receiver for me. 90 spin move. This motherfucker is a receiver. Is he? What type of receiver is he? Because damn, he got 85 carry and like he can run punch back. But the nigga can truck you at 80, break tackles at 82, stiff arm at 85. That's tight end shit. He is 233. I know he's 7 pounds off from being a tight end. Shit. What is he? Then you go down and you start to pay attention to, wait a minute. 78 run block, 75 impact block. Ain't it another block on this bitch? Ain't that up here somewhere? Where that other block at, right? It's another block I'm missing right now. And then you realize, wait a minute, Ant. Hey, yo, bro, what type of player I got, right? You hit me like the Texans hit me. Yo, bro, question. And then you get the answer. And then the answer is you got a fucking unicorn on your roster that you got picked to. In second round, pick 13. Why is he a unicorn? Tight end, fullback, or receiver. Now, what linebackers are going to cover this man at tight end? I'll wait. If Dane Craig niggas, you ain't covering them. I'm telling you right now. Ain't covering him. Because you can't match up tight ends with they don't match up with them. They can't cover running backs. Real linebackers ain't covering running backs or tight ends the way you think they should, right? No matter what they look like. That's why niggas put them sub down there. That's why niggas don't give a fuck if it's 195-pound sub line, but they throwing them down there until they get caught, right? Because a guy like this is going to take full advantage of you. Understand who you got, because I'm never going to tell you. You got to do the homework to find out. You can get the answer from me if you ask the right question, but you got to do the homework to find out. Damn, I got a fucking unicorn. I can move this nigga to fullback if I wanted to, tight end, receiver, and do it at any moment. Every game I could change the position by who I'm playing. That's what tweeners are. That's what tweeners are. That's what you could do with tweeners. Dog. All right, let's come down here to dog. I want to go back to this nigga right here that Rob talking about. He talking about he getting wrecked right now. Where he at? Woodard. Let's see what type of wreck he getting. If he getting real wrecked, man. Oh, he got 5 catches, 83. You know what? Okay, Rob. You done hopped on this bitch late and shit. I like it. Okay, Rob. Trying to play the little nigga. You ain't bitching about nothing. Let me ask you this, Rob. I'm gonna ask you 2 real questions right now. Let me get the answer to it. When the last time you complained about another nigga's team? That's my first question. Let's be real niggas right now. When the last time, you don't gotta tell me who the team was or who you complained about, but when the last time you complained about another nigga's team? Don't miss your blessings.
It honestly probably last season, but to myself.
Got you. Say no more. Fuck the second question. You answered the first. I was just saying if you was gonna be a real nigga. Cause best believe I do it all the time. Out loud. Not really. I might throw shots out loud, but not really. But here we go. Let's get this right over here. All right. Have a good morning, my nigga. Nano ain't gonna play no Devin Ross at all.
Blessing.
That's who I am, my boy. 6'3" and 219. This ain't bad. Andrew Ross. Wait up. We missing. Oh, I was gonna say we missing the receiver, but let me go to this guy because I know he moved him already. Let's go find him. Where the fuck he at? All right. This is the receiver that came out of our draft. And this is the first guy for an offensive player that ever asked me, yo, is there something about this guy right now, man? Why? Why, bro? Come on, Antonio. What you want to know? My nigga, just spit it out, man. Because he look like he could play tight end. I know he's 5 pounds or 10 pounds. I don't know if it's 245 or 240, but I know he's a couple pounds short though and all that. But like the way he built his player card, like showing me something, like you know what I mean? Like, yeah, bro, he a tweener. He could play fullback, tight end, or receiver for you. Oh, all right. Why? 75 run block, 75 impact block. Now, there's some receivers that come out with this that can block like that. But they 190 pounds, might even be 5'8". Who knows? You know they not no fucking tight end, so don't even think about it. But when you get this type of guy, 6'4", 235, and he fucking a sandwich away from being a real tight end in the league, there it go. Now you got a guy that gives you a weapon that you didn't have through the first 3 drafts, first 2 drafts. You didn't have it. Now you got it, right? You got a guy that's 75 lead. Now look at the blocking. And what makes him the real true unicorn of the wide receiver to tight end position, the tweener,
Starting
is
at B
because
flexed biceps,
everything
medium
is
dark
here for
skin
him.
tone.
You're not looking at a guy that just got impact block or run block 70. You're looking at a guy that got it all. Pass block finesse. Look, he got everything. He's there. He's ready to play tight end, fullback, anything for you. And then you can move him to the tight end position and still play him at slot receiver, still play him at the outside receiver. All you got to do is formation stuff, and you good. Now you got a guy that can't nobody. It's going to be 4 niggas that he play, and 2 out of those 4 niggas be on headset with me every night. But it's gonna be 3 to 4 niggas that he gonna play and gonna complain like yo, bro. This motherfucker, I thought this nigga was a wide receiver, bro. He got him playing fucking wide receiver. Yep. You remember when I had Bowers? Remember Brock Bowers? Remember when I was building him, what I did with him the first year? Fullback, wide out, slot, tight end, everywhere. Well, you got you one. And the fact that he moved him to the tight end position at this point right now, Russ Otto is the number 16th ranked tight end in the league right now. Changes everything. Overall goes up everything. Dog. Solid as hell. Listen, with that note, I'm ending the show. I appreciate y'all for having a good morning with me. With that being said, man, I'll see y'all in the afternoon if I'm up in time. If not, at some point tomorrow, we're going to continue to go through these rookies and see what's going on. And if y'all like this show, let me know, man, because we can continue to do our Diaper Dandy shows like
Promises
this where we
Jojo
talk about
complete
this
this
shit.
offense.
Complete this offense. Come holler at me. What you got for me? With that being said, fellas, holla at y'all tomorrow or later on today. If you was up with me, that means you got some love. You got that love. I appreciate y'all. That's why I gave it.